What's up? What's up? It's the Art the Most Experience with Deke. I'm Art the Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's up, dude?
Man, come on now, baby. I'm still alive. You here, man? It's a great day, baby. Come on, man. How you?
Oh, I'm doing great.
You look good. Shout out to the flannel.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
I even tried to copy you. I was like, you know what? I'm going with my lumberjack look, right?
You're getting there.
I was talking to wife. I was like, hey, babe.
You're getting there.
She the one who gassed me up. I was like, yo, on the podcast, it was like they fell in the beard a little bit. She don't really sing with the beard. She's like, oh, all right. And I was like, so I need to rock a hat though. What you got for me? And she was like, you should put that Scully on. You know the one when you was about to die? This is like my go-to. Okay. When I was going through it, this was my good luck hat, my 5'5" one. I just felt that. So she was like, you should rock that. And I'm like, you know what? It does kind of go with my little lumberjack, know? So next time I'll pull up here with an axe. Because, you got chopped down trees and stuff. That's like the next thing, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the next step.
It's a part of the look. Yeah.
I don't know, though. We're getting close to Halloween. I don't know if that's the best look. I'd be a little concerned.
Hey, man. But you never know. But no, man. Shout out to that, though. I'm thinking this, though. I'm liking this. We're simpatico. Isn't that what they call it? Simpatico. We got our beards going.
Oh, yeah.
I got the Ebron beard. You got the Steelers doing good beard.
Yeah. I think, I told you my strategy. Next 3 games, 6-3. And then is the game after that? LA? Because
the 21st, yeah.
Okay. So that's perfect.
It's Cleveland. Was it Cleveland? No, it's Cleveland, Chicago, Detroit.
Well, that's perfect then, because I feel like the stash is going to want to be prominent out for the LA. Like, that's the vibes, I think.
I hope my beard is big in LA, because that means
Ebron hasn't dropped it.
If Ebron doesn't drop it, I'm keeping it, bro.
I thought you were concerned about the TV producers and stuff.
Well, I am a little bit, but I figure I sent my video to them last night. They didn't complain just yet. Okay. So we're going to rock with it until they complain. But I'm going to put a line on it eventually. You know what I mean? Like, yo, hen, pull up. I need fix it.
Sure,
you know what I mean? As long as I got that, I can survive,
Okay.
So far, so good, though.
Okay, so understandable.
Far, so good, It's the little things, the details, right? It's all about the essentials.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Man, but I like it though, man. And shout out to the chat, man. Y'all are in here extra
Bumping.
thick, extra early, the way we like to do it, man. But we're going to do something a little bit different today. Before we do our fan check-in, we did want to, just take a moment to reflect, because today is the 3-year anniversary of the Pittsburgh synagogue shooting, man. We know that was a tragic thing that happened here in Pittsburgh. It affected us directly. For those that don't know, one of the ladies that worked with the Steelers, Michelle Rosenthal, she had 2 brothers that were a part of that lost their lives and stuff like that. So that's why we're rocking the shirt today, to support them, love like the boys, because they were awesome dudes, man. But just wanted to give everyone, all the 11 victims and their families, a moment of silence. That's Joyce Feinberg, Richard Godfrey, Rose Malinger, Jerry Rabinowitz. Pronounce that correct. Cecil Rosenthal and David Rosenthal, which are the brothers that we're talking about, brothers to Michelle. And then you have Bernice Simone, Sylvan Simon, Daniel Stein, Melvin Wax, and Irvin Younger. Just give them a moment of silence, please. All right. I say, that's tragic, man. Anytime
obviously
you
a
think
shame
about that, man. Still can't believe that happened right here in Pittsburgh, baby. But, their legacy lives on with people, that continue to talk about it, man. And that's what we're going to make sure we do. Some
people are asking in the chat, Susanna, they're asking, where'd you get the shirt?
Man, so I got the shirt through Michelle Rosenthal. Actually, I'm going to get the link for you. And, let me see if I can still... You talk right... Well, actually, you know what we'll do? I'm going to find the link.
Put it on Twitter or something, community tab or something. Even tomorrow.
That people can have it, man. Because actually, we'll have the show tomorrow as well, so I make sure I have the link by then. So then that way, anybody that does want to support the cause and things like that, man, y'all could do that, man. But definitely had to, spend a little time and just, pay them their respect, man, because I still can't believe that. Like,
it was crazy. Me, it was devastating, man. Yeah, definitely a shame.
Absolutely, man. So with that being said, though, now we'll start our fan check-in, right? Lighten the load up just a little bit. But let us know where you're tuning in from, and that way, man, we get this shout out going and proceed with today's show.
Well, we already got some people letting us know where they're tuning in from. You know how it is, because they know the deal. We got Chaz.
Hey, shout out
Met
to
him
Chaz. Down
at the tailgate.
Facts.
412, the North Shore. He's always tuning in. T. Ken, tuning in from Dallas, Texas.
I like it.
Jafar Godfrey, 330, Canton, Ohio, where the Hall of Fame is.
We got Nick White. He says he's from Planet Dabs. But I don't think he's talking about that one. But shout out to him anyways. Then we also have Jar Double tuning in from the 310 San Pedro. And he is blasting off as well, which we love to see. Then we also got Stan Claire, the 905 Toronto. He said, was lucky number 13 on the like button. Shout out to you. Now we've surpassed number 13, which is good because I will say this, man. The way y'all be liking these vids definitely helps the algorithm out. And it makes us feel a little bit good too.
I didn't hit the like button even.
It's kind of like when I see the likes.
I got 43.
I was like, Deke, they don't hate us. They actually enjoy the show. They're liking it. So that's always good. So we appreciate that as a whole, man. Let's see what else we got. Who else is checking in and where are you checking in from?
I got you. Jacob Malacio. I think he's on a run right now. I think I've said his name 10 times in a row.
Facts. I don't like it though.
919 NC in the house as always. Fueled up and on Mars.
I like it.
Justin Reynolds, 304, rivalry territory. Morgantown in the house.
Okay. Thomas Riley, he says, hello, Moats and Deke from East Liverpool, Ohio, with a ton of pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns. I love to see that for all the Halloween people out there. Trust me. Y'all know this don't. Man, I was so upset too about me getting sick because I had a whole lineup of my Halloween shirts I was going to wear every single day. Remember I told you that?
Wow.
And when I got sick, I was like, man, I missed out on these opportunities. And then when I found it, I was like, I can't wear it today, but I got y'all tomorrow. I got because tomorrow the last show before Halloween, man.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun show to interview.
We got a good interview.
Good interview. Woo, pass rusher. Can't wait.
Now you're teasing him a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't help it. I'm sorry. Jeez. Anywho, enough of me. We'll get back to that later. But let's get back to where they tuned in from, man. SJG103, tuning in from the 973 New Jersey in the building. Don Juan. Shout out to Don Juan, too, man. Miss you, man. Says from Georgia, the 912 by way of Memphis, Tennessee, 901.
Myron Bennett, 315, upstate New York.
Shout out to upstate.
Moats, that's not a beard.
Don't hate on my beard. Don't hate on it.
Chaz Cash, 23, Louisville, Ohio. Susanna, she mentioned the shirts earlier. East Texas, baby.
Shout out to East Texas.
Alpha Mango, nice username.
I do like that name, by the way.
Erie, PA, the 814. And then Steeler Nation 412. They're always tuning in.
I'm trying to see if I can find this link real quick.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
It says PGH bound. I don't know. I guess
is he Pittsburgh bound?
Probably going from the suburbs to the city, maybe on a night out tonight. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
That's what I got.
Is that what the cool kids are doing nowadays?
I think so.
That's what they do, huh?
David Dupree. He's always tuning in.
I think we know that guy. I think we heard of DD Smalls.
Big supporter of the show.
Before.
Yeah, tuning in from Florida.
Absolutely.
Alex Papamichael, 561 Boca Raton. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
I like it.
Jacob Folks, 304, Huntington, West Virginia.
Shout out to West Virginia, man. Huntington, man. That's where Marshall is. My little brother went there, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, at least that's not Morgantown, so.
Yeah. So we're good with that. I like that. All righty.
Any more check-ins?
Hold on. I see a couple coming in. Okay. Black and Yellow, Texas still. He says, live from the 210. It's about that time. Hashtag 420. I believe it is. Enjoy, big fella. Enjoy. Tell you, man, I'm still recovering, man. I can't wait till I'm fully recovered, though. Oh, man.
You're getting there. You said you're improving a little bit, right?
Slowly but surely.
That's good.
I guess it's all a part of my rehab. Do you call it rehab when you're recovering from corona? Is that considered rehab, or is that just like you're on the upswing?
I think you could say rehab.
Yeah, but I feel like
what are you doing though?
Talking.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There isn't anything.
Sleeping.
You're actually actively doing. I'm assuming it's just more of like waiting on it. So you might be right. It might be upswing. Just waiting.
I'm a work in progress.
Is
that what you call it?
Yeah. Because some people are dealing with that stuff. We even talked about it for months afterwards.
Absolutely, which is crazy, man.
So hopefully that's not the case for you.
I don't need that to be the case.
No,
I need my energy, man.
We got some big Steeler games coming up.
Absolutely.
Obviously Browns this week, but after that, home game, Bears, LA down the lot. We need you right, dude.
Hey. We do got some big games coming up. You're absolutely right. 100%. All right.
We got Q tuning in, though. Upper Room. This is a little super chat. This is one of his Upper Room chats.
Oh, it's milestone chat, huh?
Yeah.
5 months, it looks like. That's what I'm seeing.
Missed the last stream, but I'm here now. Love you guys.
Man, salute to you, man. We are glad that you are here, baby. Yes, yeah. Hey, man, Don Juan, man, keep working on the stash in the beer, bro. It's going to come, man.
You got to do the AB. You got to bleach the stash.
Stop it, bro. Wait. You do. I feel like my beard is coming in nice, bro. You don't think so?
Damn, dude.
Just lie to me. Don't tell me. Just lie to me. It's coming in nice, right? Don't look at the sides. Just...
I am. I'm trying to see if there's anything on the sides or
I got a little. It's a little scrub. Look
the
at
one
the
side's.
chin here.
Wait. Turn. Yeah, that side's way better.
It's a work in progress.
It's not symmetrical at all.
It's a work in progress, man. Chill out. I have this part and that part, and that's all that matters right now. The rest is on the way.
You got to do the AB thing, I think.
Not a chance, man. I'm a Beijing, and I'm gonna do like Coach T and P's, all them dudes, man, where they get the little black cream and make it like, oh man, how you get that full beard like that, Moats? Don't let it rain. We're good.
do it like a LeBron on your beard.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Just on the sides, man. Get me right.
Well, is that it for the check-ins?
Yes, it is. Man,
we going into the first topic?
You know, we got spice today, man. Because my man Coach T, woo-wee. When my man speaks. I believe that rumors were started and people were having conversations about a coach by the name of Coach Tom being a candidate for LSU or USC, but more importantly, it was USC. That was the one that, you know, inspired him to be asked a question. And boy, did my man shut that down. Wow.
I don't blame him. It was a stupid question. What else do you expect him to say?
Seriously? But I was just laughing because, like,
it's even funnier coming from the source.
Yes,
go ahead.
But, like, when I think of that situation, I'm just like, the whole brunt of the USC connection was the Carson Palmer.
Where he just said it on the radio. USC might be interested in him, right? It wasn't anything of Tomlin's interested in USC. It was like, yeah, we're looking at guys. I haven't heard it, but this is from what I know. Because we brought it up last podcast. It was just like, yeah, they could be looking at Tomlin. To think that Tomlin's interested based off that, or even to ask him the question in the middle of a Steelers season.
That's my part.
Insane.
But who do you fault? Do you fault Carson Palmer for that? Because to me, I didn't think Carson Palmer did anything different than what Ryan Clark did. RC just said,
even us speculating on stuff.
Like, if he did it would be cool. But
should we trade for Odell?
Right.
Should we trade for Brandon Cook? I mean, it happens. Yeah.
But it's like, I wouldn't necessarily ask him that because it had no legs to it.
No, definitely not. But here's the question. Here's the dirty secret. Did it actually work out in
what regard?
The reporter's favor, who was ever asking it? Because you saw what happened afterwards, the response and how much legs that it got. Not necessarily that Tom was going to USC, but just the media coverage of it over a day.
To an extent, but it's funny because the reporter was Tim Benz who asked him.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and people have been bashing him about asking that question, questioning his journalistic, you know, his level of professionalism.
He probably doesn't care, though.
He doesn't.
There's no way he cares. If he's asking it, there's no way.
But it's funny, though, because now you see, like, especially Pittsburgh media now, they're trying to defend each other or they're attacking each other. And you're just like, well, I mean, he asked the question. I mean, you brought it on yourself. Not saying that it was a bad question, but if you thought that was necessary to ask, you get the answer you get. And that was my thing. Like, because people were like getting on Coach T and it's like, why does he have to respond like that? Did he need to be that harsh? He could have laughed it off. And it's like, nah, this dude's in the middle of a season. Like you said, bro, he got a big game against Cleveland this week. Like, and if he doesn't respond sternly like that, we know the question would just continue to happen again. That's
question
the other part.
Or the rumors like a month down the line. Oh, Tomlin didn't dispute it completely. And USC still hasn't found their guy yet. So
you know it would just keep going on. So I felt that it wasn't overkill. I know people are they had the like racial undertone. People tried to start bringing that up with ESPN and stuff like that. I never felt that was the case when he brought up Sean Payton and Andy Reid. He brought those two up because those are his contemporaries.
Yeah, they've been both coaching for decades. Yeah.
And those are the guys, when we talk about Coach T, who do we always compare him to? Sean Payton.
The only one missing is Pete Carroll and probably Belichick.
Right. And most people leave out Belichick because it's like, okay, he's the outlier. He's like the Nick Saban of the NFL in terms of just how many championships he's accumulated. But in terms of the guys he named, those are just his contemporaries. So I never thought of it negatively either from that standpoint. It was just like, maybe you ask me that question, my man could be upset. He trying to prepare for these Browns and let's be real, we got to get this win this weekend. Do you want to be dealing with USC or you want to be dealing with, how we going to stop this run? You know, what we going to do with these receivers? Like that's the thing the Coach T want to talk about right now, man.
Yeah, and that should be the main focus. Yeah. Maybe this is a little boost, a little chip on the shoulder even, a little galvanizing.
Hey, you saw what Joe Hayden tweeted out. Joe Hayden was hype. I ain't gonna lie, I got hype too.
What'd he say? I'd run through a wall.
Yeah, and the thing is, man, that's the thing why we, as players, why we love Coach T, though. Because it's like, he's not just gonna say fluff. Like if he's passionate about it, he truly means it, he's gonna go out there and say it. And the same thing that he delivered to those guys in that room is the same thing that he's gonna say in that interview. And that's the thing that you like as a player. You're like, bro, you just want honesty. You want transparency. We heard, who was it? TG, when he was on the show, right? He said, man, coach, he's one of the most honest and transparent coaches you will ever be around. And as a player, man, you will run through a wall literally for a guy like that, man.
Never say never.
Yeah.
But never. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It was a great response.
I liked it a lot, man.
It really was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything more to this outside of just seeing how Tomlin reacted.
Yeah.
Enjoying it, seeing how some of the players reacted too, and it's like maybe this could be flipped into a positive, at least for the short term. Maybe something for this. It's not gonna be something 3 weeks down the line. Right. Oh, remember when Tomlin was asked that USC question? It's like up on the locker room or something. Right.
But no, I do agree though. I do think this weekend that does help though, because the guys are gonna come out extra motivated. Yeah, I mean when you talk about your coach doubling down like that, I mean how often do we talk about how speculation gets started and then how the rumors continue because a coach won't just say, I'm not interested. They'll say, well, you never say never. The timing isn't right now. We just focus on this team. Like, no. If you want to nick it in the butt, this is how you do it. You ain't got to talk about it no more. So I like it, man. I like that a lot, man.
Shout out to Coach T.
Absolutely. Shout out to Coach T, man. Tell my coach, yo, that's my coach. So yeah, baby.
Someone said this. This is response to my video yesterday. Did you see it?
I did. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Conspiracy.
You know, at first I thought you was in a hosptal gown until I saw it was the baseball jersey.
Or Pirates jersey.
I was nervous. I was like, yo, Deke, are you all right? And I was like, oh no, that's a jersey. We're good.
Zix Jazier says, Deke, is Troy coming out of retirement?
Oh. Is he?
Hey, I mean, if those are the rumors that could spread, or we see how the Carson Palmer thing got out there like that.
I did see that Juju is actually going to be the new head coach at USC as well. I did see that. Yeah. That was a rumor he started on social media as well.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, he put it was like a Twitter post.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
I was making fun of it. I was kind of in and out of it, but I saw that part. I was like, hey, all right, thank you, Juju. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if anyone's got any comments on it. What people are thinking.
I'm seeing John Brown. Everybody asking about John Brown right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I mean, he's a receiver. That's all I can think of.
Free agent.
Yeah.
That must be why. Is he talking to teams?
Not that I know of, but I just keep seeing his name pop up. I just seen John Houskins, Bag R, Brandon, a couple other guys have also brought him up as well. So I am not 100% sure on that right now, but I just keep seeing his name pop up, man. Got any news on your end?
He signed with the Broncos?
Ah, okay.
Wait. No. But Broncos grant wide receiver John Brown's request to be cut.
Oh, so he asked for his release now.
Wait, what is going on?
So that's kind of
he must have signed them and we missed it.
Yeah.
Over these past 2 weeks, maybe.
Got you.
But yeah, he signed with them and he's just been on their practice squad. He wants to release.
That's similar to what Willie Snead is doing as well.
Okay.
Yeah, Willie Snead asked for his release because people were, oh man, he big slot could play here. Because he usually hurts us every once in a while when he was in Baltimore. I said, oh man, should we pick him up as well? I mean,
not Willie Snead. Yeah. I'd be more open to Brown.
I like Brown a little better. I think he adds that take the top off of defense element that we still that opens up the offense more. We need guys that can open it up. Willie's still a good player, but he's not gonna open up the defense. He's not gonna threaten the defense like that.
No, I don't think so either. We talked about Brown before the season or in the offseason whenever he was available. We thought it'd be a great move.
Mm-hmm.
Should we be concerned? Not just we as Steelers, but anyone else that's like looking to sign him to make an impact about how this season has went for him thus far. Raiders getting cut, Broncos, nothing's happening there, and they need receiver help at this point. You're more familiar with them than
because I always think of it like this though, in the sense of why a guy is not seeing the field. It could be multiple reasons, right? Carl Joseph, prime example. Is Carl Joseph a bad player all of a sudden? No. But he hasn't been able to get out there, right? So if Carl Joseph were to all of a sudden just say, hey, you know what, man, I want to ask for my release, that don't mean that he's a bad player. Doesn't mean that he's not good enough or he can't find the scheme. It's just whatever the circumstances were, it just didn't work out. And that player didn't want to necessarily wait the whole season because it's not like the Broncos were saying, hey, you're not good, we want to cut you. No, he asked to be released because he wants the opportunity. And at this stage in his career, that is common. I know for me, especially my last year in Arizona, if I still was trying to get out there and play again, I would ask for my release a lot earlier. You know what I mean? But it was like, I'm not trying to go anywhere. Just let me rehab. Let me get my money, get my little retirement year in here. I can say that now because it's over. But you know what I'm saying? statute of limitations, fuck. Hey, but that was like the mindset. But for a guy like John, he's like, yo, I still want a ball. He still feels like he can get it done. And we saw just a year ago, he did get it done at a high level.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the injuries, he was having a pretty decent season.
Absolutely.
And then he had a really good one the year before.
So when I think of that, I think it's more circumstantial. It's more he just doesn't want to wait for the Broncos timeline, the Broncos clock. And we don't know what their clock is. I mean, they're still having issues offensively anyways because, yeah, the quarterback play right now isn't what it needs to be. Now, a couple reasons why that is, but as a whole, they got some stuff they're dealing with as well. So, yeah, if you're John, I could totally understand it.
Well, we'll see how the Steelers wide receiver room plays out because after our podcast, I saw some people talking about how Ike Hilliard said that it was his fault that James Washington wasn't out there. He didn't give him enough reps in the slot.
Come on, Ike, don't do that to me, Ike.
Now, is that do you think that's too much of a stretch?
Put it like this. In terms of the reps in the slot from a practice perspective, I can understand that. But at the same time, I have a hard time comprehending or just accepting the fact that James Washington, even without a lot of practice reps in the slot, he can't move in there and play.
Just be better than Ray McCloud.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Like, what are we asking? It's not like we're asking. It's because the slot role is a different role, but it's not like James Washington isn't capable of doing that. And
I think he'd excel.
And regardless of how many reps he got, like, you're not going to tell me that he didn't. The reps that he got in practice was so minute that he played that little bit compared to how Ray played. Like, that's the part where I'm just like, are y'all covering something up? Is he hurt or is he just in the dark? I was like, what is it? Because everything that y'all are saying, it just seems like a lot of fluff, but no real substance behind it. And that's my only thing. And Ike, man, Ike's my guy. Like I said, I was together with him in Buffalo. I love what he's doing as a coach, man. He's obviously, you saw what he did in Washington. I mean, he's excelling. He's moving up in the ranks, what he's supposed to do. But part of me just feels like that's one of those, he's going to be the good coach and just take the blame for whatever might be really happening. You know what I mean? Like, as a coach, sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to say, that was on me. It's not on him. Even if it might have been from up high. It just is what it is.
I think we have basically this week before we have to, I don't want to say hit the panic button, but seriously look at either signing a receiver, someone like John Brown, or make some type of trade.
Yeah.
Because if he's not playing this week, I do not like Ray McCloud as our wide receiver 3. We're going to have to make a change.
And my thing is this. We know James Washington, whether he physically said it or his agent said it, we know at some point in time, a trade was, he wanted to be out. He wanted to get traded, right?
Yeah.
We talked about that. That was the big thing. And then obviously Claypool getting hurt at that time kind of acts to that. If he doesn't play this week or it's the same level of snaps that he played 2 weeks ago, I don't think that is going to just go completely away. I could see that easily coming back in terms of, hey,
that's going to be, what, 2 or 3 days before the trade deadline.
Yeah, because it's like, what are we doing here? And we know the longer this thing plays out for James, that's less money in his pocket. Because that's what it's coming down to now, right? When you're talking about a guy that's trying to either secure a spot here or elsewhere going forward, you need reps, you need productivity. The longer this goes on where he's not getting that opportunity, the smaller that number is going to be for him as well. So all of those things play into this situation right here. So it's going to be very interesting to see his participation level come Sunday.
Yeah, I agree. I'm hoping at least 60, 70%.
Yeah, because he's too good of a player to not be in. And you said, when it was Juju getting the snaps over him, we say, look, it's Juju. We understand. Even if we necessarily didn't think that was enough to keep him off the field, it was like, you understand, because Juju has been a productive player and he's been really good in the slot. But that's not the case anymore. So if that's not the case, what are we doing? Why isn't he out there? Unless he is hurt, there is zero reason for Ray to have that much more snaps. But we say he's dealing with something. But then when Coach T says after the game that he was healthy, it was more, he just didn't fit what we were trying to do that week. And Ray fitted better. I just don't get it. That's the only part right there, man.
Well, we got the bye week.
Yeah.
This is it. This is make or break for James Washington's role with the Steelers.
Absolutely, man.
My opinion, at least.
Yeah, I would agree with that, man. I definitely would.
I could be wrong on that because maybe they don't play him and nothing happens, trade deadline, and all of a sudden 2 weeks later he starts playing. But that's what it feels like for me. Yeah. Like if I'm the general manager, you got to be looking to make some moves if you're not going to play James Washington this week.
And if I'm James Washington, I'm saying the same thing on my end. If I'm not getting snaps on Sunday, Drew, hey,
we should be
Rosenhaus, please make noise. I need help because, I've tried to do it the quiet way, and this is what's got me right now. And remember, we talked about that also when we said there's multiple ways you can go about doing things, right? In terms of trying to formulate trades or trying to just get more involved. Some people do it the quiet way. We talked about that with James Washington. We talked about that even with guys who are trying to get contracts, right? Mike Hilton and stuff. And then we said we've seen the guys who do it the heavy-handed way. AB, L, Bell, and such, right? Where they're gonna let James Harrison is gonna let you know, hey, I'm not happy. I'm not okay with this. It's not me. It's them. Both ways are effective at times. I do feel like the heavy-handed way is slightly more effective, but it's gonna mess your image up. So I don't know how James Washington feels about that. But that is stuff that we need to look into potentially if his participation is once again low on Sunday, because that should not be the case for him.
It definitely shouldn't be the case. Yeah. So we'll find out. You want me to read through some of these chats before we get to the next topic?
Where are you at? Which one do you have to start out?
Well,
should be
I'm all caught up. Yep.
Mr. B. All right, cool. Let's rock there, man.
Moats, should the team retire Shazier's number? No championships for my man, but he's an inspiration. That's actually not a bad call.
No, I think that would be dope, man. The thing is, the Steelers, they've only retired, 2 numbers? That's it.
Yeah, who's it? Stautner?
Stautner was the first one. Eddie Stautner was the first one. Then Joe Green. Yeah. So that's the only thing. They just don't retire them. So, I mean, I would love it, though. That's my dude, man. And obviously, he's a huge inspiration. I mean, you see how the team rallies around him. Even when he comes back after, not even being with the team this season, you see how the guys respond to him, man. We love him. That's Shay. I mean, he was the heart and soul. We know what he meant. And we know how his recovery and that road back affected all of us as well, man. I mean, I think of it every day. It's just one of the things if you were there throughout that journey, you will never forget those moments, So I could easily see that, but it seems they just don't retire numbers. That's the thing. Like, then think about Bradshaw's not retired, right? Yeah. No blank. I mean, we can go down the list of all these Hall of Famers, guys that not even just being inspirational, but had like championships to go with it, and they're not even retired. So that's my only thing. I just don't see them doing it. I mean, I would love it. I would be all for it, but I just don't think they'll do it, though.
You think it'll be an unofficial thing, though, where no one's really rocking it?
But has anyone put on the 50 since then? Because I don't even know.
That's what I mean. I don't think.
Because I know Rico Bussey had AB's number.
Yeah.
We talked about, Patton 88. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, we haven't had a 43, I don't think. No 43.
Has anyone rocked 86?
I don't know.
Hines?
I don't know. But I'm like, how do you give out the 88, but you're not giving out the 86? Think about that.
Maybe being so far removed. Like, maybe it's only unofficially retired for like 20 years or something like that.
Yeah. Now, Tony Satrian brings up a good thing. He says, what about putting him in the Ring of Honor? 100% I do think that happens. I do think that. Now, that's just more that you got to wait, though. It's like, was it 5? It was like either 4 or 5 years once you play, because they had like these new rules. You had play 3 seasons for the team. It had to be retired.
These are Steelers rules or NFL?
Yeah, Steelers rules for their. Because remember when they created the Ring of Honor, it was a couple years ago. So that was their rules.
There's only been like 4 or 5.
It was 3 years, because we said that was the Kevin Green rule. You had to be on the team for 3 years, and then from there it was like you had to be retired or something like that, like a couple of years after, and then they could do it. So with Shea, I could definitely see that happening, man.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'd be all for that as well.
I would too. Yeah,
for a fact,
that's a good one.
His impact on the field, off the field. I mean, worldwide, when you think about Shea, for a fact, he should be a Ring of Honor guy. I'm 100%.
And I don't see anyone wearing it.
The 50. Yeah, I don't know.
Because as soon as they put it on, the stories about Shazier are going to pop up.
I would never put it on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you might as well do it.
Yeah, I definitely
do a little ceremony or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe include it with the Ring of Honor, kind of like they did with you down in your high school.
They could, man. They definitely could.
Shazier's going to be in the Ring of Honor, then surprise everyone and retire his jersey on the spot.
Drop the 50. That would be insane.
That'd be cool.
Insane, bro.
Sean McCartney, shouldn't we focus? This is a good one. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't we focus more on improving our offensive line before worrying about another receiver? We talked about that last podcast. Sean, we agree that should be our first focus.
As much as we would love that, the thing is supply and demand, right? We don't have a lot of supply of available offensive linemen to us, even though that is our biggest demand. Whereas it's a plethora of receivers that can help us, especially when you talk about us losing out on a Juju, especially when you see limited once again in terms of Chase Claypool and his hamstring, right? And knowing last 2 games now, James Washington really hasn't been out there. Those are the reasons why the receiver comments or topics keep getting brought up, because it's like, man, we do still have a little bit of a demand or a need right here for those wide receivers, and the supply is just way more. So that's the biggest reason. But trust me, if some O-linemen become available, whether it's through free agency or available through trade before the deadline in a week, Yeah, absolutely, we would love him.
And we're specifically talking left tackle because there are some right tackles.
Thing, right, we don't need right. We need some lefts. So once again, that's the other issue. And if with wide receivers, you just have more freedom. Even a guy that is technically a slot guy, it doesn't kill you to play him outside. You see what I mean? Or you could still go 3 and 4 wide receivers. Whereas with the O-line, if a guy's a left tackle, he's a left tackle. If a guy's a right tackle, like we said, he's a right. And we've seen guys that excel at left. You put them at right, and they're just, bad. So that's the other issue with that right there. But trust me, we're all on the same page, man. We are on the same page.
I just checked some Taylor Decker news too. Mm-hmm. No new updates there.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much 50-50 on whether his season's going to continue or not. Black and Martyr. Sorry I'm late. I was on a conference call. Just chipping in.
Hey, man. Shout out to Black and Martyr. Man, I hope the conference call went well. I got a ton of conference calls coming up too, man. That's the other part of when you come back from...
You missed.
Yeah, when you come back from the grave, it's like, oh, hey.
Gotta get caught up.
We got to talk. So, yeah, I got I feel like my next 2 weeks, man, I'm just call, meeting, Zoom, call, meeting, Zoom. Like, oh, Lord. But it's the price of doing business, baby. Yes, it is.
We got one more that just came in from Max. Love the show. Man. Coal miner from the 307, Gillette, Wyoming.
Wow. Shout out to you, Max. Man, coal miner. Hey, be safe. I definitely know it's a dangerous job at times, man. But dude, that is low key dope. I ain't gonna always wanted to talk to a coal miner.
Really?
I'm weird, bro. I like watching movies, man. I'm a movie dude, and I see these movies with different coal miners. I research, and I'm like, yo, this is nuts. And especially being in Pittsburgh, right? West Virginia. Oh, okay, so let's check this out. So that's actually kind of dope right there, Max. But man, and in Gillette, Wyoming too. Maybe he's a Let's Go Wyoming guy.
I was gonna say we have the Let's Go UW in here. I wonder if they've met before out in Wyoming. Right, I don't think their population's too high. Although it's a huge state. So
hey man, I'm over here in Gillette. Oh, don't worry, I'm over here, man. We gonna hang out. Yeah. Just meet at the local Steelers bar. We're good.
It's a huge state though, from what it looks like on the map at least.
Yeah. Are we ever gonna visit Wyoming?
Who?
Us. You think we ever go to Wyoming?
The show?
I don't know.
We could do it live from a coal mine. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be sick. That'd be a cool visual in the background.
It would, man. It would. I just thought about that. I don't know.
I think my buddy went there a year ago, this year, something like that. Either Wyoming or Montana. I would like to visit up that way.
That is a bucket list for me. I want to go just out west for no reason.
Northwest.
Yeah, bison, cattle, just middle of nowhere. I know people in North Dakota though, and they do they were saying if I did come out there and visit, especially during the winter, I'm supposed to have a survival kit in my car because apparently because of how spaced out it is, if you were to crash or your car gets stuck, they ain't gonna be able to find you in time. So you're gonna have to make sure you can start a fire, have food, dead serious. I was I did not know this is a legit thing. Yeah, man, it's a legit thing.
How many days would you be out? Probably a day or two?
Clue. I don't know, but there was that could legit happen. It was they won't be able to get to you in time. So you need to make sure you can survive at least a night.
Okay. I
was wow. Yeah.
That's respectable at least.
Sounds okay. But no, man, the people are saying that it's nice out there, though. Roy Tuesley says Wyoming is gorgeous. Drew
he's tuning in from Montana.
Montana's the one. And I have a love-hate relationship with Montana as well. This goes back to my college days. At JMU, we were on the precipice of winning the national championship, semifinal game. And Montana came to town. And our quarterback got hurt. And we ended up losing. And it just hurt my heart because I was like, oh, I'm so close. I'm finally about to get my championship. And that happened. But I still got love for Montana. And yeah, shout out to Eddie Van Troll and the Grizzly Bears. Yes. Yeah, they do have bears out there.
You were the underdog, or they were the underdog.
Oh, yeah, we should have smashed them. But our quarterback, it's imagine Ben go down and then we had the equivalent of a Duck Mason combo. Turned the ball over a lot, but he had some plays though. But we had 5 turnovers.
That's what I felt like happened in that Bengals wild card game because we were up 15, 16 points, 16-0, I think. Then he goes out in the third quarter,
changed everything.
Yeah, and then Bengals came back.
Absolutely, man.
We got a couple more chats.
Yeah, man. Hold on. Thomas Riley though. Shout out to Thomas. He said he just checked out the Mel Blunt interview that had happened. That was a couple weeks ago, man. But I just dropped that 2 days ago. At first, we did it for the upper room only. Upper room, remember, y'all gotta remember to check. I gotta remember to tell y'all to check too, but y'all gotta remember to check, man. But yeah, we had it out there for the upper room early, and now it's available to everyone. But yeah, man, talk to Mel Blunt, man. That was was that the home opener? No, that was the Bengals game.
second home game.
Yeah, so that interview is up on the channel, things like that. If you want to check it out, go for it. And, we'll keep those things going now that I'm back alive. So, yeah.
Sean McCartney, how do you feel about our inside linebackers? In your opinion on Devin Bush, how he's playing, whether it's health related or just being in a year off?
I think it's both, honestly. In terms of Devin, the knee, you watch him on tape, he's not 100% confident in it just yet in terms of stopping on the dime like he can, but that just comes with the reps as well. I know for me, anytime I came back from injury, it took me playing a lot to me to really believe like, hey, it's gonna hold up. I'm gonna be okay. It's not gonna get hurt again. It takes time though. That's the mental block, and everybody is different with that, right? And then and just in terms of the year off and the lack of participation in OTAs and training camp, I talked about that last episode as well. That is real. You can't get better at football without playing football. I don't think it's as bad as people are making it in terms of, oh man, don't pick up the 5th-year option, move on from and things like that. I'm not to that point yet, but I do think that he has to start playing a lot better for this defense to get to where it needs to be, because he's a key contributor. And as much as Robert Spillane is playing better in the run game right now, Devin Bush should be the best linebacker on this team. He's one of those guys that's supposed to be the best linebackers on the field, and he has to get to that level. Otherwise, what did we trade up in the draft for? That's the other thing with it, because the expectations, right? We talk about it. If a guy's a 3rd-round pick, we're not having this conversation. We're saying, hey man, it's kind of like Robert Spillane, right? Anything Robert does right now, we're going to highlight it. We're going to be like, oh, this is good, because you don't have the same level of expectations for him. Whereas with Devin, we expect Devin to be the guy. We expect him to be the eraser, right? If anything happens on the field, he whites it out because he has the speed, he has the athletic ability. But right now, the development is just a little bit behind. That's understandable. You also have to remember this, and I don't want it to come off as an excuse, but you also have to remember his coach, right? Jerry O. Jerry O just lost his wife. Jerry O had to miss some time. That also affects the linebackers in their preparation, because now you go from one coaching style to a different coaching style where there's Keith Butler taking over, right? Those are the other things that play into this. So it's not just Devin. It's a lot going on with him. And we also talked about how when you take away Vince Williams, a guy that knows everything, right? That puts more on your plate, because now you're not standing next to a guy who knows the defense in and out. You're standing next to a guy that's learning the defense still. Joe Schober, we're talking about. Even though he's been here now since the end of training camp or middle of training camp, right? Can see what that second preseason game or whatever.
Yeah, middle.
So even though he's been here since then, let's not act like he's been here since OTAs or he's been in this defense for a year or two. That's not the case. And the defense adjusts. It's like an organism. That's what you always say. It's like it might start like this in week 1, but by the time you get to week 12, man, that thing done shifted, changed, all type of stuff. So that's another thing for Devin that affects his growth. So that's the other reason why I'm just like, I'm not putting him in the bust category. I'm not putting him in the, oh, he's a terrible player category. It's just he has to grow. He has to understand these things. And I do think he will. But hopefully this is a wake-up call for him. Because typically with younger players, high pedigree guys that never had that type of adversity,
just seeing Spillane on the field a little bit more. That's
it wakes you up, right? Because initially, right, what's your mindset? I don't have any competition. They ain't gonna take me off the field. If I don't get it, I don't get it, but I'll be all right. Now it changes when you see, oh, hey, Devin, it's third down. Come on.
Alex Collins is gashing us for 100 yards.
Right. Now your pride now you get a little embarrassed, because it's like, dang, we playing bad. And y'all taking me off the field. So y'all need to be saying that I'm good enough to be on the field with the bad defense. Y'all saying that I'm part of the reason we bad. Like, that's, I'm telling you, because personal experience as a guy who's had to deal with that, right? Where you've been the guy. And then they're like, hey, you know what? No, we're going to take you off for a little bit. And you like, bro, whoa, hey, man. No, because now you're saying it was on me. So now you feel like you got to put that much more work in there to get back out there. So hopefully for Devin, it opens his eyes. Hopefully for Devin, he sees, okay, man, this isn't cool. You don't want a 3-man rotation. You never want to rotate. Take it as disrespect. That's how I took it. That's how you should take it, because that's going to motivate you. That's going to make you work that much harder. That's going to make you play to your full potential. And then we can get the Devin Bush that we all expected to get this season.
Yeah, I agree with you, man.
Yeah.
I think it's way too early to write him off. But there have been some growing pains this season that
it definitely has, man.
You just would hope, with him being in his 3rd year, that it wouldn't be there. But he missed all last season. Right. So what else is there?
It's not a realistic 3rd year, right? When we talk about how much he's played, it's not 3 years worth of ball. He's technically in the first half or like the middle portion of his second year right now in terms of playing wise, and that's still very young.
Plus coming off the injury too. It's not like all in one sequence.
Right, it wasn't linear, and that's the difference. Like we talk about guys like Devin White, who obviously took a big step in the postseason and has received a lot of hype. He had the linear progression where he didn't have to deal with missing a whole season. He didn't have to deal with injuries up front. That also changes as well. I mean, we talk about it. No Tuitt, no Tyson. That affects you as well as a linebacker. So it's multiple variables with him, but it still doesn't take away from the fact he has to play better. And I am hoping for his sake and for the 5-5 sake, because, you know, it's the brotherhood. Got to have that 5-5 looking good. I just hope for that, you know, that he will respond. And this is going to be a big test for him this week, because we know Cleveland, they're going to run that rock. For a fact, they're going to run that rock, man.
They definitely are.
Yeah.
Now, do we want to hit any more chats? We want to go to the next topic?
We got one more chat, and then actually, no, we're good.
We're good on the super chats. I saw one. Maybe we could answer later.
Up,
it was from. Oh wow, I lost it. I do remember his last name. It was someone King. So Mr. King said, "How do we feel about Ebron at receiver?"
I don't like him at receiver because the mismatch kind of goes away. He has size still, but in terms of outside corners, number 1 and number 2 corners, they're accustomed to putting hands on bigger body guys, right? They are going to have the speed, and typically they have a lot more size. Whereas when he's aligned as a tight end, you get the mismatch because you're going to force a team to either put a linebacker on you or a safety, which is essentially a smaller, little more athletic linebacker. So with that, unless you're talking like a free safety who's like a legit cover safety, like a guy like Terrell Edmonds, is Terrell Edmonds how would you view that? I would view that as a mismatch if it's Ebron or Edmonds. I like that matchup.
Yeah, he'll get open.
You see what I'm saying?
Is he gonna catch it?
Right. Don't do that.
Because I feel like he has some pretty good route running.
Right, but that's the thing. Whereas if you're talking about Ebron versus a Joe Hayden, Ebron versus James Pierre, even, right? Those are corners who are accustomed to covering. They're not gonna just Ebron the moves. That's not gonna work on a guy like that. Whereas when you can get him on a linebacker, that's the mismatch. When you get him on a bigger safety, that's the mismatch. So that's the only reason why I don't want to play him at receiver, because now you kind of lose that element. Whereas when you put him on the inside, he's going to be way more of a threat.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, the next topic, I guess, right?
Oh, yeah, man. Which is a good
I don't even
topic.
remember what it is.
Oh, man, don't worry. I got us, baby. Let me see if I can do this thing right, though.
Oh, I remember now.
Yeah, man. Got to talk about the boy McFarland, man. He is back. See, we were all, I called him up because, you know, he was a guest on the show. Shout out to McFarland.
He had a good interview.
And I was glad because remember that was that time where everybody was trying to put him in the bad character box, a distraction,
so random.
A me guy. We're like, what? We talked to the kid, the interview. We're like, we got off the phone. Was like, yo, this dude sounds so like good, just inspirational. Like I like this guy a lot.
We asked him about sharing carries with James Conner and any of the other running backs. He's like, yeah. If they eat, I eat. If they win, I win. It's all about the team. I'm like, all right, this sounds awesome.
Yeah. I was saying, like, who started this rumor about this kid having and I'm sorry for calling him kid. I want to call him kid. It's because I'm older. Okay, guys, I'm older. So this young man, there we go. Because he's not a kid, he's a young man. But yeah, I was like, man, this young man, like, still is good. Like, he has a good head on his shoulder. I like him a lot, man. But yeah, he is back, and that is definitely good, man. Dating back to training camp when I was out there watching him covering the practices, he was a big part of what Canada was trying to do in terms of the jet sweeps, in terms of the things that we would see, that we saw Ebron do.
Speaking of the jet sweeps, the success rate's even higher now.
Yes.
I think it has been like the last 2 or 3 times.
Yes,
we didn't record a podcast, but I think it's been successful. Still.
But we're doing it a lot less, but situationally,
right. It's better. Randomly one time a game or something.
Whereas beforehand, it was like we do it multiple times, and it was just too predictable. But with McFarland, he was a big part of this offense in training camp in terms of how they would utilize him in the running game. I like the combo approach of how they would flip flop between Najee and him. Thunder and lightning type approach. That's another thing that we've been missing, because we said, man, Kalen Ballage, we like him as a running back. Benny Snell, at times he's played well, but it was just like those guys are still in the Najee category. They don't do anything necessarily different. Whereas with McFarland, he brings a speed element that it scares you. And I like the fact that this year it was less of the road runner, where, you know, remember last year he just keep running his face. Like, no, he was under control. It was kind of like when you talk about a second year leap, a guy that was starting to figure out like, hey, I'm fast enough that I can slow down. I don't have to do everything 100 miles an hour because I'm out of control too much. He's starting to understand that. And that's why for me, I was excited for him, but it was unfortunate he went down like that. But now it's like, man, this is another element. And to see him on the 53 now it's just a question of is he going to get a helmet, which I do think he will, just based on the press report with him being a full participant along with Zach Banner being a full participant in today's practice.
Does he play?
I feel like he will. If he could,
we got to see a little bit of Kalen Ballage in Seattle, which was random, which I was pumped about. Yeah. And he looked pretty good. Now, do they just jump McFarland over him maybe because of his different role, his dynamic? Well,
because Benny Snell's going to get a helmet because Benny gives you special teams.
Right.
McFarland, though, what does he also bring? Special teams. He's a return man. So that's the part where I can see him being able to at least be slotted in there because he's a kickoff return guy. You're going to need a kickoff return guy. So that special teams part is real. It gets you a helmet. Whereas with Kalen, I don't like his productivity in terms of him versus Benny Snell. Benny Snell gets you tackles. He's been getting tackles. We've seen it on numerous occasions. And I know how Danny Smith feels. And I know Coach Simon. They always say, man, if those guys are equal, who's the guy that can help me on special teams? Because that is important. Here in Pittsburgh, they take that serious. And they'll say, hey, if this guy has 5 tackles on special teams and this guy only has 1, give me the guy with 5 tackles. So that does go into that approach as well. So I could see it where it is a Najee, Benny Snell, and McFarland. I could see that, man.
So Ballage wouldn't be on the active roster, not on the active roster,
just
but
wouldn't have a helmet for that game. Yeah, I could definitely see that, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I thought we turned the corner on our lack of playing time with Ballage after the Seattle game.
But it's just different now when you talk about a guy like Anthony McFarland because, like we said, Kalen and Benny can't do what Anthony can do in terms of that speed element. That's the difference right now. Whereas, does Benny or Kalen do anything better than Najee right now? So you're not missing out with those 2 guys, whichever one you choose. So when you're doing that and you're trying to balance it out, you say, well, who of those 2, who can help me in other areas? And that's where Benny Snell comes into play because of the special teams part. That's the biggest part of special teams for guys that aren't starters. If you got value on special teams, you will always get a helmet. That's just how it goes in Pittsburgh. If you can make plays on special teams or you're a core guy on special teams, you will always dress. You will always get a helmet, man.
You think maybe like 5 plays or something? I will be surprised if I see him in the Cleveland game.
If he's
whether he dresses or not.
If he's full participant every day this week, I do think he will get that helmet and will get an opportunity. I'm talking about McFarland. And I
think he'll get some touches maybe, or at least in the game for some plays.
I can see it, man. I can see it.
That's a pleasant surprise. I'm just not expecting it because I do think we could use him.
Too, right? Would you like the handoffs to Ebron, or you wanted to go to McFarland? You like it to Claypool, you wanted to go to McFarland. We don't got Juju anymore because Juju's on IR.
It's been working though. It doesn't matter.
Yes,
it doesn't matter to me who gets it.
To me personally, McFarland brings another element. That speed is real. As a defender, speed is the difference, man. You want guys that can make you have to, oh man, all right, eyes on him. McFarland doing that, you're going to be looking. McFarland the screen game versus Benny Snell and Kalen Ballage in the screen game. You see what I'm saying? Like, those are the things I think of. McFarland potentially getting a pass out the backfield versus Benny Snell and Kalen Ballage. It's just different.
I would be excited for it.
Yeah.
I would like to see it. I would be pleasantly surprised then if I see him because he does bring that different element. And you're thinking just pure running back.
In the sense, like, because the way that Canada used him,
not even saying like the jet sweep, you know what I mean?
Like but
5 snaps instead of Najee Harris just in the backfield.
Correct. I could see that with him, man, just because the speed element, what he brings, and how they were using him in training camp. He was getting a ton of action in training camp. A ton of it. And I was like, all right. But we also said that Derek Watt was as well. And we've seen how that's played out this season.
A little bit more for him,
but he's been improving. Absolutely. But those are the guys where I was like, dude, they look good. I kind of like what I'm seeing right here. Now, Matt Canada has been using bigger body personnel groupings as well. We talked about that last podcast. So to me, I'm just like, I could see it, man. I do hope if he is completely healthy, like you said, full participant, that he does get the opportunity. Because I just think it'll be a breath of fresh air to have that type of speed back there because we don't have that right now.
No. And
we don't have anybody that's
whenever we
right
played
now.
The Packers. Mm-hmm. Aaron Jones, he flashed a little bit in that category. And it was like, man, we don't really have that here. I'm not complaining because Najee Harris is balling out, but like if we just had that extra element, it could make a difference. Yeah. I don't want to put all my stock into McFarland saying it's going to happen, but he had a pretty decent preseason. He had a pretty decent offseason because when we look back on last year, it's like, he wasn't ready.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll find out if he does get the snaps, if he actually is ready to be a complementary piece to this offense. I'd be amped about it. I mean, it could change some things.
No question it could, man. No question.
Now, the other running back, though.
Oh, yeah.
One running back gets promoted.
Oh, man.
The other one gets demoted.
What did it say? The circle of life.
Yeah. Jalen Samuels.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised that he even made the roster.
Why you gotta take shots at my dog Jalen like that? Come on, man.
I'm just being straight
I
up.
don't even know him, but I like him. I'm sorry. You know?
I do too. But compared to the other running backs, he just wasn't really cutting it.
They don't have a New England Patriots game where the way he went off, though. They don't have that.
True.
They don't have a Cincinnati Wildcat game where he balled out. They don't have one of them under their belts. Y'all better chill out, man.
That's definitely fair.
Yeah.
But I guess that's why he was on the roster, on the practice squad, just because Anthony McFarland was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we activate him, it's just a move. They just felt like, hey, we need to make this. This is what was going to happen probably anyway.
Because I do feel like we both agreed when we were talking about who we thought would make the final roster. We felt that Jalen was the odd man out. We said it would be between him and Benny Snell.
Yeah.
And
Jalen actually, in terms of just pure running back, he had a little bit of better performance probably in the preseason because he had that one game. He had a touchdown, some tough yards.
Benny Snell, because it was like Benny Snell had missed some time in the preseason, but it wasn't the Lions.
I think it was the very last game.
Yeah, the Panthers one where he
was
played
RB1.
well. Yeah, he looked good. It's just one of them things, man. I mean, it sucks for Jalen because I do think he's still a good player, but just not fitting is not working. Whether it was on him, whether it was scheme, it's not the same right now. And you have a guy like Najee. You talk about a guy like McFarland. Now you have Kalen Ballage. It's crowded. It's different. You're asking yourself, well, what does Jalen do better than those guys? And then when I compare Jalen to Benny, once again, what's the difference? Special teams. Benny's going to give you tackles. We talked about that. He's going to give you tackles on special teams. So if it comes down to who do I keep as the fourth RB, give me the guy that can get me plays on special teams because Jalen, he's not doing it to Benny's level just yet. So that's when you make those decisions. That's how it comes to, man.
Some would argue maybe he has the best hands. I'd actually probably put Najee Harris after seeing what he's been doing this season and what he was doing in college.
Yeah.
But out of the rest, maybe you'd say Jalen Samuels. But at the same time, once he gets the ball, it's not really that dynamic.
Yeah.
And you're not having him run Le'Veon Bell routes out there.
Nah.
So you're right. It just comes down to what's the point now?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because we have good memories with him. And there's a lot of hype with him coming in that 2019 season. Two-headed monster between him and James Conner we were hoping for. Yeah. But didn't really play out that way.
Well, it's like that, man.
A move that I'm surprised by just because I'm surprised Jalen Samuels was mentioned again this season. I completely forgot about him. At the same time, it's like...
I was like, man, he's on practice squad. I was like, oh, he's not on practice squad anymore. Okay, all right.
He's like, oh, this happened, Jalen Samuels. But then it's like, oh, okay.
That's why.
Kind of figured, I guess.
Yeah.
But wish him the best. Yes. You see what James Conner's doing out with AZ, former Pittsburgh running back. Maybe he could latch on to another team.
Sometimes
and do
change the
decent.
scenery works, man. So, I mean, I'm a believer in that. I mean, shoot, I came from Buffalo and I came here and it changed, man. Sometimes changing the scenery works, man. It helps you flourish, man. So hopefully with Jalen, it'll be like that for him as well, man.
Okay. So
what you looking like in the chat?
I am seeing a lot of chats here.
All right. Bart Basquiato should be the top.
I think it's a lot of the upper room chats, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Hold on, dude. The chat is...
If the chat is working with us, baby, shout out to YouTube and the updates, man.
Is it an update? You think it is?
Well, I know on my phone when I go to open up my YouTube from a studio perspective is drastically different now, and ever since then I know the past 2 episodes now you've been able to get them, so
lost any of the chat.
I'm
so
like,
this is
they've
great.
updated something because even on my end it looks a little different, so I'm enjoying whatever it is, man. So shout out
Bart Basquiato. I didn't know AB was hosting the show today.
Hey, yo, come on, yo, chill out, man. Why we doing that? Y'all take a shot at me. See, y'all don't understand, man. I'm very insecure. All right,
dude, you have been losing weight too.
Stop it. Look, I'm insecure right now, all right, because I am smaller. Because my facial hair isn't where I'm accustomed to it being, you know? And I got to deal with it from my kids, man. That's the thing about kids, man. They too honest. Well, not all of them. My baby boy, Gray, and my oldest, KK, they going to tell me whatever I want to hear. Dad, I like that beard. Dad, you look good. Little Jeep, dang, Dad, your muscles look nice. Yeah, you still strong, Dad. Ava, she gonna tell me the truth. Dang, Dad, you still little. Yo, I thought I pigged out until I hopped on that scale. I said, Lord, that number's still in them 30s. Lord, what are we doing? So yeah, man, chill out. But y'all stop talking about my appearance, man. All right, I'm sensitive.
This one's for me. Mr. Pitt Steelers for life.
Uh-oh, here we
Question for Deke. You really, wait, hold on. You gonna really be sad? Okay, wow. I'm sorry. I was
like, man, you all right over there?
I don't know. I just feel like those
you was about to black out,
those 3 or 4 words could probably be like interchanged somewhere.
I was like, I said, Deke, are you stroking? Can you smell toast?
You gonna really be sad if Rodgers is our quarterback.
You still reading it kind of crazy, bro.
For the next 4 years. I'll address that if it happens. I don't want to talk about Aaron Rodgers at all. I'm like Tomlin. I'm focused on the Steelers season.
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger's our QB1.
Man.
Like I mentioned, even with the Kenny Pickett stuff
we
talked about last podcast, let's see how the end of the season plays out, see how the offseason plays out. I'll address future quarterbacks, whatever it is, depending on certain outcomes. That's it. I'm locked in on this season right now. I don't want to talk about Aaron Rodgers. You know how I feel about those people that are thinking about Aaron Rodgers right now. I clearly
see your brain almost malfunctioned. It was I can't compute this. What?
I think that's what happened.
Nah. I was like, yo, Deke, breathe.
I think that's what happened. Yeah, I just saw Rodgers in the chat, and I think I malfunctioned.
It was like, up. It's like, yo, are we all right? You good, man? I thought I was recovered. Are you okay, my brother?
The truth. What was y'all's thoughts about Ben playing under center more often? Because we have been a little bit.
We definitely have. I like it. I didn't like the interview that he was doing, talking about how his mobility was hurt and compromised and stuff like that. But him being under center, it's another element. As a defender, under center is way harder to deal with because you have the legitimate threat of run. And gun run isn't the same as under center run. Just the timing of it, your keys, the type of runs you can get. When a guy is under center, you got to respect.
I feel that sometimes in Madden, actually.
You legit have to respect. You have to respect the run to the right or the run to the left, right? And it can be a fast hitter, it can be a counter, it can be anything. Like the full gamut is available, and that doesn't even account for play action pass. Whereas when you're in the gun, play action pass out the shotgun, I don't have to move. I can just look at you and say, "Oh, he ain't get that." Whereas when you're under center, you turning your back and doing those fakes, I have to honor that. So it does help out a lot. And I do like that for him. Now, as long as he's still able to do it in terms of 7, as long as it's not going to compromise him, man, continue it. But we do know.
Plus the immersion of Freiermuth.
Correct. But we do know that, man, that does take more movement, more mobility. And everybody keeps talking about Ben's mobility, and rightfully so. But that's the only issue that you deal with. The more you put him under center, he does have to do a little bit more in terms of running to execute these fakes or play action pass and stuff like that.
I think the bye week was helpful for him.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. Did you give him a massage? Not personally, but like, did you pay like a gift? Like, hey, I gifted you a massage. You know what I mean? Did you at least do that? Because my man, you seen the hip pad? He got 30 hip pads on right now, man. I need you to make sure he's all right.
He might need to still wear that though. You don't want to get that. Yeah, you don't want to get that re-injured. And he's been playing pretty decent with it.
I would agree.
Yeah,
I would agree.
So keep it going. It's one of those things. You got visor, alter ego Ben. Maybe this is a new thing. Maybe it's a new version.
If visor Ben ever showed back up, you know how hard that'll be, bro. God, I love visor Ben. Oh man, come on, man.
Yeah,
call him up, man. Get tell him to get the visor back on, man.
He didn't break out the 2 gloves last week, right?
He don't do that until like late, like November.
Yeah. He did it last year.
No, he's gonna go with the gloves, but it's usually like I thought it was always like November when it starts to get like cold.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, anybody in the Pittsburgh area, she's starting to break. That weather about to get there. I forgot, man. That 2 week hiatus. My hiatus before I went in, it was good out. I came back. I said, "Whoa, hold on now. This is a little different."
It's a little chilly.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that.
Damon Brown, what's up, guys? Yeah. I hope McFarland can take some of the load off Harris. Yeah, we agree with that. Mm-hmm. All those touches on Harris could be thrown back in our face at negotiation time.
To an extent, but as we saw with L. Bell, that is a catch-22. The argument for Najee would be, look at how durable I am, 400 plus touches, multiple seasons, pay me. And then the Stills argument is, well, you're damaged goods now, buddy. We're not going to pay you high price. Look at all this mileage you have.
It's like, whose fault is it?
But speaking of, that's what I want to see how it plays out with Derrick Henry down in Tennessee, because he doesn't have any more guaranteed money left on his contract.
Really?
Yeah, he
just signed that nice deal.
He has 2 years left on the deal, but no guaranteed money. That's always the issue with these contracts, right?
He's not slowing down anytime soon.
Exactly. But he plays running back, and you look at the usage. It's still, I mean, remember we were thinking like, hey, is this the year where he falls off just because? And it's like,
it's not.
No, he even threw a touchdown pass. Put the boy in MVP conversation, baby. I love it. But those are the things I'm just like, man, how much do you pay a guy at the running back position that has that type of usage? When you know how the running backs, when they go. It's never like a graceful. It's like a
Zeke's back. Zeke's back.
He is to an extent, yes.
Yeah, I'm definitely wrong on my Bell take. He's done.
He scored a tutty 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's done. Though,
he scored a tutty 2
honestly,
weeks ago, I think the O-line is bad though, bro.
Is that bad?
Is like bad. But I do like how they're utilizing that 3-man approach with Baltimore. I hate to like it, but I like it. Because it's like the old guy crew. Him, Murray, Freeman. I'm like, y'all are like all 30 and just getting after it, man. Let's go.
It was smart of them.
It was.
Because it's just like, hey, one of these dudes is going to stick, hopefully. But yeah, they are running a little bit of that rotation. It seems like Bell, I don't know.
He's the third man in the group.
I was going to say, he's probably the least productive of the three.
He's the third in the group. But
what happened to the other dude? He was actually pretty good.
Yeah, they're not dressing him right now. Was it
Did he get hurt?
Williams? I don't remember, but I know he hasn't been out there.
Yeah. I swear he was the most dynamic of the bunch.
Or did he get hurt?
I think he did.
I think he did as well. You're right. I think he did get hurt.
Tyson?
It's like Tyson Williams.
I was repping on him before the season. I'm like, well, they signed.
He had that one breakout game, yeah.
Well, they signed Bell. They still had Gus Edwards, but then Gus Edwards got hurt. Then they picked up like Murray and Freeman.
Right. But we also said that those were the guys that were already on rosters or already playing. Whereas with L. Bell, we know, he hadn't really played that. I mean, he didn't really play in Kansas City, and then he wasn't in anyone's camp during offseason.
Healthy scratch week 4.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying he's suiting up on Sunday, though. Yeah. This was 3 days ago. We'll see how it plays out.
We shall see, man. We shall see.
Yeah, because it's not really going to affect us until we play them.
Yeah, and we don't play them until what?
Like December. And then
back to back.
Isn't
it's
like the
December,
last game of the season?
Last game in January.
Second to last game, maybe. Mm-hmm. Maybe we played Cleveland last game.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't play them for a little bit.
Yeah.
So their running back room might still have some work to do. See how it plays out. We got Q though. It says cut Benny Snell.
Why we gotta cut the man? Just cut him.
You're right. He has been playing decent on special teams.
That's my thing. I'm like, we always laugh about special teams until what? It come back and bite you in the butt. That's my only thing, man. If my guys out there making tackles, keep my man out there, at least for that. But I understand, Q. I understand.
We're up to date on the super chats.
I like it. Man. So I'm trying to think. And who else? Oh, Carlos Davis. He went to IR.
Yep.
He was the other guy that went to IR.
Some people are really high on him.
Well, I haven't seen him because he hasn't played this season. That's the thing. And every time I think of him, I'm like, I liked how he played in preseason. Him and Bugs, they were going back and forth.
Yeah, a couple of those. Even Loudermilk had a nice little preseason.
Absolutely. I always just laugh because I always think of him and Bugs. I just can't get it out of my head. Like, yo, duh. But yeah.
And then we talked about Banner being full participant.
Yeah, because the injury report for the Steelers, I mean, you had
when are they gonna announce Banner, whether he's starting or not?
Well, I'm hoping this is the week, right? Because will
it be on game day though? Like we won't know on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday.
I don't think it would need to be a game day thing. I think if they wanted to announce it on Friday, they could. But
who's asking those questions?
Right? No, we want to ask about USC jobs. Come on, man.
Like, is Banner starting this week? That's a real simple question.
I think that would have been a good one to ask. But when I think of Banner's situation, I'm 50-50 on it. Part of me is like, I hate the fact that they've been waiting this long, especially since he was activated going into that Seahawks game, right? And knowing that he had already been practicing, he was the first guy to get activated of the IR guys. It's like, why are we holding him back knowing that we could utilize him, hearing him talk, hearing him speak?
He's ready to go.
He said, he's like, man, it's not me. I'm ready to go. He's like, I want to be out there. So part of me is like, I'm frustrated, but the other time I'm like, I do like the team taking the slower approach with him, because if we know he's going to be the guy at right tackle, if we know he can solidify that, why rush him a week or two ahead of schedule where now you have to deal with it lingering or it getting aggravated, and now 3-4 games from now we're like, hey man, he's dealing with inflammation in his knee, all right, we got to sit him this week. Like, that's the other side where I'm like, I get it. And granted, it's worked out, right? We've been able to get through these games. We talked about the matchups. It's been different. Now, this week is a little different because they got, some very productive players on their perimeter. But as a whole, I'm just like, all right, have we waited long enough? You gave him the bye week as well. So now he's had this super long time. Let's get that man out there. Because unless you're going to put him back on IR, what's the point of him just being activated but not dressing? I just don't get that part,
I don't know either.
Yeah.
He'll be going up against Clowney, so at least it's not Garrett.
Very true. And Clowney was questionable. I know he's dealing with a growing and ankle, if I remember. They got a little growing pandemic going on over there too, man.
Yeah, they have a ton of injuries.
Yeah.
We got one more comment, though.
Mm-hmm.
I like this one.
Oh, what we got?
His name has been brought up in trade rumors. I kind of thought it was pie in the sky, but now I'm looking at his contract situation. We could probably make it work. He says... This is Chase.
Okay, shout out to Chase.
Yo, Moats, we have a lot of cap space, so tell me who y'all think we will pick up before the deadline. I want Allen Robinson.
Ooh.
So Robinson's contract.
Yeah, what's his numbers?
Unrestricted free agent next year. So not on the books.
Okay.
Right now he has a base salary of $17.8 million. How much of that portion? What's the portion
now? Yeah.
What's the portion of that the Bears already paid out,
right.
and then how much would they be willing to take on for the rest of the season?
And we do have, like you said, we have the space, so we could. I mean, come on, man. We got Omar. Omar gonna make a number work.
We can make it work. That one makes a lot of sense financially.
The fit. That's the question right now.
Is he too much like Claypool?
It becomes crowded a little bit.
I don't know. He's just such a good receiver. You just want him out there.
He's productive, and that's the difference. Like, we talk about proven productivity. He does bring you proven productivity. But
like, why couldn't he play the slot? Why couldn't either Chase or Deontay play the slot a little bit?
But part of me, I still go back to, I'm just saying to myself, if you bring in Allen, like you said, he's very similar to Chase. You still have another body type like that in James Washington. It's just kind of like overkill to me a little bit. That's, you see what I mean? Like, we don't really need it. Oh,
I'd be amped, though.
Oh, I would, too. But we don't really need it, though.
I wonder what a deal for him would be, considering he doesn't have anything on his contract left. Mm-hmm. That might be less. It depends. It depends on what the team's looking for. Because some people probably like to make a trade. Mm-hmm. The contract's already there, so maybe you're getting some value for the last year or two on his deal. Mm-hmm. Maybe some teams really like that he's unrestricted because they don't want to be paying him like $17 million next year, $18 million, whatever it is. I don't know what his market value would be, but third rounder maybe? That sounds about right if we're talking Brandon Cooks in that range.
My only thing, though,
maybe second rounder. I don't know.
It's hard with a contract year, though. It's hard to give up that. That's why Gilmore and his market was still low, because when you know a guy's going to want that money, you're not giving up crazy draft capital for a mid-season rental, because that's what he would be right now. He's a mid-season rental.
That's what I mean. That's why it could be a win-win for some teams, because I feel like for us, we wouldn't want to have Allen Robinson on our roster next year for $17 million. Mm-hmm. But for this season, considering Juju's hurt and some of our wide receiver uncertainty right now, this would be a home run deal for us, especially if you're saying third rounder's too high, maybe. Fourth or fifth rounder.
That's what I'm thinking.
That'd be awesome.
Just because of the contract and because where it's already at in the season.
I'm just looking at some of his production.
The situation with Melvin Ingram.
Bro, he has been balling out.
Yeah.
1250 last year.
The dude, we know who Allen Robinson. The dude can ball. We know he can ball. He's proven productivity.
I thought his stats might have taken a dip with some of the Chicago quarterback stuff.
Proven productivity, man. He's like
even balled out with
Brandon Cooks. Like Brandon Cooks ball out with my quarterback, your quarterback, they quarterback, whoever quarterback. It don't even matter. He gonna ball out. Allen Robinson, man, he can produce.
I would love that move. If we're sitting on Sunday, James Washington gets 5 snaps. Monday, I'm saying let's make this trade for Allen Robinson. 4th round pick. Get it done.
But if you are,
I'm surprised. I'm surprised the deal hasn't been made for him.
But
are they trying to move him? That's the other question. I was gonna say, why aren't the Packers trading a 4th rounder for him?
That's my thing. I'm like, who said he's available? I'm not trying to give him up.
Carson Palmer.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you the GM, you giving that man up?
Not for a 4th round.
Come on now. I mean, just in general, you think about this situation at quarterback. You gonna take that weapon away? You need guys like that. You build pieces.
Yeah, you
like
want to
that,
make
man.
yourself look good too.
Absolutely.
Even though it's Justin Fields' rookie year.
Yeah.
At least give some hope.
Right, and even though Justin is struggling a little bit, that's a nice way to put it. You still want to have guys around that can help him out, can help elevate his play, and guys that he can just continue to grow with. I mean, Allen's a guy that you want on your roster, especially if you got a young quarterback, man.
I'm just gonna look to see. Yeah, it's nothing about like Allen Robinson wants out. Although he did have some stuff on social media over the past like year or two, wherever he like cleared the Bears off of his profile. He has said some stuff that he was basically disgruntled with the Bears before, but that hasn't been anything recent.
Yeah,
not even close. Yeah. We'll see if he gets traded though. It looks like it's just more or less
speculation.
NFL websites, rumor websites and whatnot.
I could dig it.
One more, Vince Trombetto. Trade for AB. I mean, that's the other one. I'd put him above Allen Robinson.
You know that ain't happening, man.
Hell no.
That is zero chance. That's what did Coach C say? Never say never, but never. I just don't see it happening, man. You know what? It can't happen as long as your boy's here. I mean, we're gonna be real about it. As long as your boy is here, that ship will never be able to come back home. If your boy leaves, AB will be on the first thing smoking come back here. I would not even doubt it. Okay, he's cool. But yeah, he's not coming back, bro. If 7 years, he's not coming back.
You think he would want to?
Personally, no. Why would you? I mean, he's coming off of a Super Bowl and he's playing with Tom Brady. You know how he had that love affair for Tom anyways. I mean, dude lived with him multiple times now. Think about that, bro. You think Tom actually liked...
When he was down bad, he was living with him too.
Because what did he say? I ain't never been to Ben's house. Tom opened his doors when my man was having charges. My man had... Think about the charges he was dealing. He's like, yo, Giselle, don't trip, boo. AB staying with us. What? Like, you know what my man just did? What he's accused of right now? Like, are you serious? Yeah.
That was up in Boston.
Yeah.
And then another one down in Tampa Bay.
Right. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. I'm like, AB ain't leaving that. Come on now. He from Florida, playing with Tom Brady, just won a ring. He didn't get that with Ben.
Unless he's looking for more money.
Yeah. Well, that could be the
$6 million,
case.
I think, is what he's getting right now.
Yes.
If he keeps on the pace that he's at, maybe he can get a double-digit deal, 1 or 2 years.
Because
he lost that $30 million from the Raiders.
He did.
Did he get the Patriots one though? Did he get the $10 million from them?
I know of. I don't think he got any.
I know he was trying to fight.
He was trying, but I don't think he got any of that thing, man.
But yeah, that was Vince. Trade for AB. I'm not seeing any more super chats.
Yeah, AB definitely. Where's AB coming back? We're gonna have to trade 7 for AB.
He can't
be. They can't be together.
There was some sliver of hope. What was it, last offseason, the offseason before, where he was doing some of the radio hits around here?
Could you imagine?
Remember, I was like, "Oh, I'm done. I'm done." But then he's like, he reels me back in.
Just think about it, because I remember I gave you that. And I was like, "Yo, this is kind of like that toxic relationship. Yeah. He's domestic towards you. And you just keep forgiving him and going back. It's like you can't do it.
I think he said one final thing where he shit on Juju. I'm like, this one was too far. I think.
And he did it on the interview. Remember, that was the good guy interview. He still gave him a shot. So yeah, but you can't. But just think about this. How their ending was, talking about Ben and AB. AB never had the leverage of being able to say I'm a champion as well. AB can walk back in that room now and say, hey, man, hey, player, you see that right here, that hard I just got? Yeah, I did that without you too, player. And I caught me a tutty in there. Yeah, I was a contributor. I was the missing link. That's all.
I know Ben's rebuttal.
I get it, but...
You were wide receiver 3 on that team?
But do you think he's really wide receiver 3? That's the other question. My man, when he's on the field, you see how they operate, man.
Right. Last season, he was. I still don't really view him that way at all. That just goes to show how stacked they are. But like now, whenever he's on the field, I think he's Brady's favorite target.
Receiver. He is their best receiver.
I'm with you on that for sure. But yeah, that's...
Yeah, maybe
that got me sad.
If 7 retires this offseason, maybe we could talk to AB to come back. It'd be like a package deal. Rodgers would be here because you know he's quarterback. Think about your boy Rodgers comes here. AB says, "Okay, I'll come back for Rodgers." And then from there, then we get us another chip. We win us a chip that way, and now we're good. Rodgers gets Super Bowl MVP. Yeah, it'd be awesome. You know? You ain't feeling that? And then Rodgers come on the show. I mean, it goes on McAfee's show, so we could easily negotiate that deal if he's in Pittsburgh. We're like, whatever he's paying, we'll double it.
I'm just going to be a better old man.
Yo, that would be hilarious. I would love it. just because of you, I would love it. I don't even care how it works out. I would just love it because of you. You said Rodgers the quarterback, oh, he's on our show from here on out. Every week I want him to talk to Deke. Every single week he has to talk to Deke. Yeah.
I don't even want to think about this. Because I could go down the hypothetical path.
I know. It would be hilarious, bro.
I'm just so locked in right now.
Oh, man. All right.
I think we're caught up on the chats, though.
We are. It would be funny. Because I don't think it hits the same as Kenny Pickett. It hits different when it's A-Rod, though. A-Rod gonna hurt you. Kenny Pickett, you gonna be chill on. You lost the young kid, you know, Pitt, Hosman, I got it. It's cool. You're not gonna look at him saying Aaron Rodgers. Oh man, Deke be over there.
Like I said, I will address my feelings on it. Depending on the outcome of the season, outcome of certain players on the roster, whatnot. That's when I will address potential circumstances like that.
No, I'm glad that's a nice diplomatic answer right there.
Yeah,
I like that right there. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. All right. So before we get to the meat and potatoes, right? Because we do got to do our preview and get that thing rolling.
Sure.
We got to pay some bills. I told you, man. We got bills. We paying bills every single show until December because, you know, that's what you got to do when you miss some time. So with that being said, man, we got to talk about our friends over at DraftKings. You know, the leaders in the sports booking realm, the guys that are not only safe but secure and reliable. We talk about them, and we talk about how we got to have promo codes, right? Because if we don't have a promo code, we're not talking about them. So it's this simple. First time users out there. Deke was a first time user. We all were first time users. But when it's your first time on DraftKings, if you use the promo code Moats, simply MOATS, you'll receive up to $1,000 in deposit bonus money. It's a dope concept. It's essentially free money. Just type in the name Moats and you get free money when you put your money in. Who could beat that, baby? Who could beat that? But when we talk about safe, secure, reliable, this is the app that you want, man. DraftKings Sportsbook, baby. They are number one. And that's why we like them, baby. It's that simple. Yeah. It is that simple. But we do know occasionally people have problems with gambling. We've all had problems. I've had problems.
We want people to have fun gambling.
Yes. And the best way to do that, if you know somebody that has an issue, what you got to do? You got to call 1-800-GAMBLER. Oh, yeah, 1-800-GAMBLER. If you got a problem with gambling, crisis counseling, referral services, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Please don't get yourself in trouble. Read this disclaimer. Read it. Read it. Read it. All right, now you're done reading it. And it's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. But shout out to DraftKings, man, because they always showing us love, man. And we always got love for them.
We got some picks for tomorrow, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely got to do that tomorrow, man.
I got some great comments here, though.
Uh-oh.
Trina Steele Diva 5, she says, I put the promo code Moats on every damn thing.
Hey, shout out to Trina. Shout out to you, Trina. We appreciate you. Yes, we do. I do tell my boy, anytime my boys are like out now, it's funny. They'll be like, yo, we tell everybody just Moats. Just type in Moats. Moats.
You know, like a cash register?
Moats. Yeah, just Moats. You got a program? Yeah, Moats. Yep. I don't even know if it's Moats. All right. So yes, that's how you know what it is, man. Whether it's Manscaped, whether it's DraftKings, whether it's Into the AM, you know, just type in Moats, man. You can get your little deal now. We're gonna get you some deals. That's what we do. But that's because of y'all. So we appreciate y'all. But shout out to you, Trina. And it's good to see your girl Steph is back in the building, man. They were worried. I saw people looking for her. They were bat signaling. Is Steph alive?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you know. This hiatus, man. Everybody we ain't know is the family back together.
Oh,
so you know, it was good to see her.
Is anyone else missing?
I don't know. I've been reading through some of these names. Like, okay, I remember this person.
Black and Martyr Q.
Yeah, Juan Rangel. He's tapped in. You know,
seeing Rod Dollars. Yeah.
We
talked about Jacob Malacio at the beginning.
See, so it's like we got certain names of the NSMC99, Eddie Van Trollen.
Michael Patrick McCracken was on the last one?
He was on the last one. He was on the last one.
Yeah, maybe he's working right now or something.
So we're like, usually we had our schedule flowing where everybody knew, hey, man, this is there. Boom, they're good. The hiatus, though, maybe we lost some people. So we had to make sure that it was alive. Yeah. Zik Shazier, he's in the building still. So we're like, we're good. The bro, you can't forget the bro, Barry and Jaguar with the awesome voice. I can't wait to after this game, man. Because, yeah, I just need the call-ins, bro.
He breaks it down as good as anyone.
He does. And I just love the passion with everybody, right? Whether it's a win or a loss, they're going to come through with some gems. Mike Matizik, always good to see him. And Michael Patrick McCracken says he is in the house today. Shout out. And Todd Sikowski just used the promo code Moats, and he said he got his Manscaped package. So shout out to you for that, man. Trust me, your delicate twins and all your friends will love you and appreciate you for that, man. Yes, indeed.
Eddie Van Trollen. This one's great.
I love it, man.
Ben and AB working together, doing whatever would be a great reality show.
It would.
Ben and AB at Waiters.
Season, about 3 episodes.
Ben and AB working at Home Depot. Ben and AB, what would be another place to work? At a corporate office.
This is true. This is very true. Oh,
that'd be great.
Time out. Knight Rider 16. Knight Rider 16.
Just pause the show.
Come on, Knight Rider. Anytime you do a contribution like Knight Rider 16 just did, the show stops and we give you the recognition that you deserve. He didn't even want to make a comment. He just wanted to show love. Knight Rider 16, we greatly appreciate your support. 100% from the heart. Definitely appreciate you, man.
You didn't have anything to say?
Now I'm saying, hey, man, sometimes you just want to come through and just, hey, stop the show. You know what? When you do it like that, man, we stop the show right on cue. I don't even care. Stop it. But no, we appreciate you, man. From the heart, we definitely do. And Damon Brown, he says, can we type Moats when making purchases on the site for our merchandise, right? In terms of the Art the Most Experience with Deke merchandise. Not yet, but I got you, though. Trust me, I got you, man. All right? If that will, inspire you to, take part in some of these new merchandise items that we have, the t-shirts, the coffee mugs, it's Yeti season out here. That's why I got the Yeti showing in the chat, because it's Yeti season. I use my Yeti every day. It's cool. I look at me and you every time I'm drinking out my cup.
Nice.
It's like, I feel good. It's like, yo, this is my guy. We're here together. You know what I mean? The phone case, y'all see, man? You see what we're rocking on, man? Clean. So, yeah, it's clean, man. Android or iPhone, it doesn't matter, man. We got you covered. So, you know what, man? I'm going to get you a promo code. Not this show, but we're going to get you a promo code, man. If that's going to get you to keep showing love, we'll keep giving you promo codes, because that's what we do. And it's a community. We family. So, yeah, man.
Got some breaking news. Mark Ingram heading back to the Saints.
Well, because he was in, Houston, right? With the Texans? Yeah, because I picked him up on fantasy on my bye week. Bum got me 5 points. Yeah.
Yeah, they traded for him. So the combo of him and Kamara is back.
You're right.
That was pretty successful.
It was. It really was. And I like Kamara's game too, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
Absolutely.
Well, we good?
All right. It looks like we're good, man. We are good. And Trina still diva. Yes. A promo code will be coming. Y'all done got me. I will get y'all a promo code. We've had a promo code for the site, though. I will say that.
Couple times. Yeah, 4th of July, you did
Absolutely.
One.
Yeah, we do them now. Don't get it twisted, player. Don't get it twisted, player.
Was this 25K subscriber one, or we asked to get to a certain amount of likes?
Yeah, it was 25K subscribers. We did another 25% off on that one as well. So, yeah, we definitely doing, man. Usually we have y'all unlocking it. That's all. But we got y'all. Trust me, we got y'all, man. So, yeah.
Matt Matizic, Moats, I'm doing a veterans event for the 19th, December 19th. How do I contact you for a donation to this event?
moatswinners@gmail.com. Just send it right there. This should be on the YouTube channel as well. So anybody that wants contact with me, talk about any of that type of stuff, just send it there. So then that way I get it. We got multiple eyes on it. So if I miss it, somebody else catches it and we get that response and get that thing rolling, baby. But yes, definitely send it right there. All right. So you ready to talk this Steelers, Browns?
Oh, yeah.
Preview? You ready to get that thing rolling, man?
What do you want to start with?
Well, you know how we start this thing. We got to talk about what we like first. 3 things we like, 3 things we don't like. Let us know in the chat 3 things that y'all like about this Cleveland Browns team. Just 3 things. Just 3 things. Only what you like. We don't care about what you don't like right now. What do you like about this Browns team? So, I'll go first.
Okay.
3 things I like. Now, do we usually do this one at a time, or do I just go 3 at a time?
I think we do all 3 at a time.
Okay.
I think we do.
It was a minute. I couldn't remember, so let me check.
You're right.
But for me, the 3 things that I like about this Browns team, number 1 is their running game. I mean, what's not to like about it, right? Whether it was Nick Chubb, whether it was Kareem Hunt, whether it's Dearness Johnson, It doesn't matter. They run that rock. Their O-line moves people, and yeah, it keeps them on schedule. It shortens the game. It keeps opposing offenses off the field. I mean, what's not to like about that running game, right? Regardless of who's at quarterback, they're gonna run that rock, and it's been extremely productive. Second thing I like about that Browns team is Myles Garrett. I mean, he's leading the league in sacks right now, 9.5. Extremely productive player. We know how dynamic he can be. I mean, he's a freak of nature when you look at him from a physical stature standpoint, and he's continuing to play at a high level. He's been doing this now for a couple of years. It's not anything new. He's on the same trajectory. We talk about TJ Watt. He's in those same conversations. Those two guys are kind of always going neck and neck right now. So yeah, Myles Garrett is definitely that guy for me. And then the third thing that I like is their identity. They know who they are. I mean, we talk about some of these teams, and even we dealt with this a little bit at the beginning of the season, right? Are we trying to be a passing team? Are we trying to play through Najee? Are we going to play through the tight ends? Like, what is our identity? At times, we don't really know. Cleveland, there is zero debate. It don't matter if it's Baker. It doesn't matter if it is Case Keenum. It doesn't matter if Odell is out there. Team. They're going to be the same. That's their identity. They're going to run this ball. They're going to take a couple of shots with play action, but they're going to run the ball, play defense, special teams. That's who they are. That is not going to change. And to me, that is a strength. When you're able to identify who you are and you're confident in it and you know how to produce in it, man, that's a great situation because you don't have to worry about injuries knocking you off of your pivot. It doesn't matter that Nick Chubb wasn't out there versus the Broncos. They look like the exact same team. It didn't matter when Kareem Hunt was out there. They're like the exact same team. And that's an identity thing. And for me, I think that's a huge, huge element for them, man.
Well, I got basically the same exact thing outside your last one.
Okay.
Running the ball, offensive line, that one's clear as day.
Yeah.
We agree. It doesn't matter who's back there. I couldn't believe Dearness Johnson.
Bro.
Never even heard of him.
Dope.
Never even heard of him in my life. Just rattles off, 130, 140 yards like it was nothing last week.
I ain't gonna lie, because, that was one of my deathbed days where I was like, I'm alive, but I'm not really alive. He even got a tweet from LeBron. I was like, Lord, Lord. And that's my dog, right? I love me some LeBron. I was like, man, come on, Bron. I'm over here recovering.
What, were you pissed about it?
I was happy and sad at the same time. I was happy that LeBron was tuned in to a young cat like Dearness, who, I mean, they say he was working on a fishing boat, bro. Like, that's crazy. He was in not the XFL. He was in the AA. No, he was in the XFL. Excuse me. It was
either
one of
or
leagues, XFL or the AAL. He was in one of them leagues doing on a fishing. I'm like, bro, that's nuts. And he balls up, but for Bron to even notice that and be like, let me shout him out. Like, I thought that was dope, but I was sad because I'm like, Bron, I'm recovering. You could have been like, and I hope Moats feels better, but it's all good. Maybe next time, Bron. Maybe next time.
Yeah, so that one, running the ball, their offensive line is pretty damn good. Their offensive line is kind of like where we were at, 2016, 2017. I feel like they probably have the best offensive line in the league right now. Number 2, I'm with you on Myles Garrett. I'm throwing another name in there.
Go for it.
I'm throwing in Clowney.
Just
edge rushers as a whole.
I mean, he's sitting at 3.5 sacks right now, too.
He is. He's looking good. He's having a little bit of a resurgence this year. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the pure talents finally coming through.
I will say this. Watching him versus the Broncos, it kind of like similar thing to what I said when I was breaking out Alex Highsmith. It looked like he was doing less thinking and actually just knowing that, hey, I'm a physical specimen. I'm a big guy. Let me just play to my ability. Let me just go and I don't care who's in front of me. I'm going to get home. Nobody can stop me. That was the mindset that it looked like he had. If he plays like that, we got issues. You know what I mean? Like, it's the reason why he got drafted where he got drafted. I mean, we all expected that, but he just never did it consistently. And you always hear my issue with him. I always talk about his motor. I'm like, at times, plays extremely hard, but then at other times, it's like, yo, why are you taking plays off? Why are you? If you're tired, just come out the game. If you don't want to play this snap, come out the game. You're too talented. You're too good of a player to allow people to block you or minimize your impact in games like that. But yeah, this season, man, has definitely been looking different, man.
Dude, what's hilarious is as I was doing research for this, just trying to see if all right, is Jadeveon Clowney actually for real this year? Or are the numbers lying to us? And I think it was on YouTube going back to, was it 2020 or 2019? It was after his Seattle year. It was after 2019. It was going into 2020. He had 3 sacks with Seattle. Yeah. He was ranked the 41st player in the NFL Top 100 on the YouTube channel.
Nuts.
Just all based off name.
All
I think I remember us talking about it. It was like, come on,
how
do you have him at 41?
Because I'm just like, great athlete, but doesn't really play to that, to that level all the time. And I'm not a fan of those type of guys, man. But he's looking good this season, man. 3 sacks
with Seattle, and they put him at 41.
Yeah.
Okay, my last one though. Stopping the run. This is with the caveat though, because they've done a pretty good job this year.
Yeah.
They are number 2 in the league at rush yards per game allowed. Yeah. So that's a really nice. That's a nice stat.
Yeah.
This has a caveat though, because the teams they've played, Chiefs, they're not trying to run the ball.
They're struggling really at running the ball.
Texans, trash.
Yep.
Bears, this was the whole Justin Fields fiasco. Correct. Then they played the Vikings. Was Cook even playing that game? Hasn't he been hurt? I don't know. That might
have been his first game. Like, because I remember around that time he was playing. That was one of his games where he was like either going to come back or he was still doing with the ankle, trying to make his cuts and stuff.
Chargers, they actually got 112 on them, but they're not even trying to run the ball like that.
And we know Denver. They were struggling.
Yeah, Denver, they didn't even try. They didn't even try. I think they had like 13 carries or something like that for 41 yards. But then Cardinals were able to gash them. So I just think.
But the Cardinals, when I think of the Cardinals rushing, I kind of put them in that Baltimore category of it's a different style.
Okay.
It's not your traditional runs. And with Kyler back there, it changes a lot because you have to account for the quarterback. So that's the only reason why that Cardinals, I'm just kind of like, I'm with you. I'm like,
I just don't think they've played the teams that are really going to test them in the running game up to this point. So that number could be a little bit flawed, but you got to give credit where credit's due.
No, 100%, man.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else with that I wanted to bring up. No, that's about it. I think it's nice what they've done thus far, but it's not saying we're going to be completely stopped by in this game. Kudos to the Browns. Man. But I think going back to what you said with identity, that's another definitely a good one that you could add with this.
All right, so let's see what the chat said, right? We said, man, the 3 things that y'all like about this Browns team. Juan Rangel, Nick Chubb, and Nick Chubb. I can see that. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if he plays this week. I know he practiced today. He's questionable. He's dealing with the calf injury. But they said if he's able to go throughout the week, he will dress. So, yeah, he did practice today, though, from what I did see. He's still listed as questionable. They have a ton of guys listed as questionable right now as well. And we'll talk about that when we start getting to the position groups. But let's see who else. NSMC99, he says, great rushing attack, great defense, and excellent offensive line. I think we would agree with that.
Yeah, their defense has been.
I don't want to call them great on defense, though.
Yeah, I can't say great because they have. Yeah. They've done decent in the passing game too. Yeah. They've done decent.
I think they're really good defense. I'm not ready to put them in great just yet.
Though. No, definitely not. I think the verdict's still out on their defense, whether they're great or not. I don't think they are. Yeah, I just think they've got some really good matchups early on in the season.
Part of me agrees. Yes,
they do have a lot of talent though. They got some good players.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Rod Dolly, he says the O-line, the running backs, and the tight ends. Austin Hooper, and David Njoku. Ooh.
You could say receivers. You could say tight ends.
Yeah.
They don't use them like that, though. They don't, though. My thing. Based off names and just even talent.
Well, hold on, because I'm trying to think. Njoku had what game?
It was the Chargers game.
Yeah, I was he had
outside
a game,
of that,
man.
he's been more of like what he's been his whole career.
Yeah. But either way, those two guys, though, Njoku and Austin Hooper, they do present challenges. It's just, I think because this team is so committed to running the ball, they don't necessarily have to feature them. And when you talk about if you're going to pass the ball, 20 times, 30 times, but, a couple is going to be play action, it's not a lot for the tight ends there when you're trying to get the ball to
even for the
when
receivers.
You're trying to get the Jarvis, right? Yeah. And that's why you look at those guys and their numbers is down a little bit because you don't have to do that. But that's why we talk about their identity. That's why I like it because they're so committed to who they are. They're not going to waver from that. And until somebody forces them to pass that ball, they're never going to have to do it right now. We've seen it with the Chargers. They were able to force them to do it a little bit just because they could score so much. And we saw that's where they struggled. Yeah.
That's what happened at the end of the Chiefs game. Absolutely. And this is why I've said the whole offseason, I don't think Baker's the guy. I don't think he's a franchise quarterback. Whenever it came down to that last drive, or you gotta sling it out with another quarterback, he just wasn't able to do it. Now he's hurt and stuff, so I don't even know if he's going to be playing.
He's trying to. I think they say he was going to practice today.
They did. There's some videos on Twitter saying like he's throwing it pretty good. It doesn't look like he's limited at all out there.
Well, because it's not his throwing shoulder, it's the other. And the issue isn't can he throw the ball. The issue is can he protect himself? Because we saw, that's the whole situation that happened with J.J. Watt when he hit him. It's like, man, it wasn't your throwing side. It's this side. And you're going to get hit. It's part of the game, man. You're going to get hit. And if you can't protect yourself, you can't be out there. That's the biggest thing.
I just don't know how the injury's getting better. He said it was better with the week off, but I feel like once you get back out there, it's just gonna get back to where it was. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm assuming.
Especially when it's a break. That's the issue. The break, that's not improving like that. And as soon as he goes out there and get hit again, he's going to get hurt again. He's going to feel that again. So, yeah.
We got David Dupree just saying, I'm using my free chat to thank Knight Rider 16 for the support again.
Shout out. Absolutely, man. Because, yeah, he did come through and drop a bomb on us, man. We appreciate you. And we also got a new Upper Room member, by the way. Shout out to Little Vato. Little Vato, welcome to the Upper Room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, Little Vato, remember now, with this Upper Room access, you do get the ability to call into the show, baby. So after the game on Sunday, make sure you check out on the community page. You'll have the number up there. You hit the hotline, leave your voicemail, and that's how you get featured on the show come Monday when you get it off your chest. Also on Tuesdays, Zach Banner Tuesdays. That's returning. Next Tuesday, we'll have the big man on live. As an Upper Room member, you are allowed to be on that call with us. Ask him a question if you would like.
Maybe talking about his debut.
Absolutely. That's what we're hoping. I know when I talked to him the other day, I was like, hey, man, we need you, baby. It's about that time. We need you. He was like, you good. Don't worry about me. I'm good. If you're good, I'm good. So, yeah.
Well, even if they don't play, maybe he could just run out on the field and try to disrupt things, because that would be something we could talk about.
Absolutely. Or we're going to have to talk about him being at the hockey game. You know, it's like, man, I like how y'all was there, but we lost because of y'all. So, chill.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? So, either way, it's going to rock out, man.
Now, do we want to hit super chats at all, or still kind of stick with the...
No, we go do some of these super chats, and then from there we'll do the...
Okay.
Actually, yeah, do some of these supers, and then we'll go dislikes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Xavier Cunningham. Edmonds' tackling has to be better, especially if Chubbs is back. Need to see Carl this game. Mm-hmm. I think we are better at tackling with him and covering low key. Now, he brings up Carl Joseph. This isn't the only revenge game out there.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you. I see that.
We got Joe Schobert.
Mm-hmm.
Revenge game.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Switzer.
Yeah. Go home. It's Ryan Switzer. Go. Go. We're done. Stop it, man. Ryan Switzer. Because you know Ryan in a situation with his family, man, with his son, man. I don't even want to play like that. You know?
Are you serious?
No. I was messing.
Oh, you're messing with me. Oh my god.
Chill.
I was like, no.
I'm messing, bro. You're good.
Wow.
You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
I was like, that's the last joke I want to make if something serious was going on.
No, it's nothing new. It's just I'm talking about. You remember from like what was going on early. Like, yeah.
I thought things were good.
Yeah. From what everything is good from what I've seen. Okay. Yeah. So that's why I was just laughing. I'm like,
oh, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, you're good.
I would have felt so bad.
But in terms of Edmonds, honestly, I don't feel like Edmonds is the issue from a tackling perspective. Can he get better? All of these guys can get better. I mean, what was it? 20-something tackles they missed last game? That's insane. You can't have that many missed tackles, man. You got to tackle better. But that's the defense as a whole. Edmonds, he's not the biggest issue right now with his tackling. I'm good with him right now. I'm good with him. But I would like to see Carl potentially get some opportunities, but it's just...
Millette, Trey Norwood.
Those are the guys that have really... They stepped up, and that's put him kind of on hold because you're not taking Mink off the field. You're not going to take Edmonds off the field right now. They're just not going to do that. So that was where the window would be. But as long as Norwood is playing like how he's been playing and Millette is playing how he's been playing, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Carl to get that opportunity right now, barring injuries.
G. Alexander.
Shout out to G. Alexander, man. My arms, what it do, baby? What?
Just got in from Mars. Glad you guys are back and Moats is healthy. Need to see more of Louder Milk to help stop the run. Mm-hmm. What about getting Geno Atkins?
Okay. Well, G. Alexander, first off, I am happy to be back as well. I'm healthy-ish. I think we just put that as like a, it's a progressive thing.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You're getting there.
I'm getting there. I'm on the upswing. All right. I'm not 100, but I'm on the upswing. But I'm here for y'all because I appreciate y'all. Louder Milk, though. I'm a Louder Milk guy. I've been talking about. I like him.
He hasn't been playing too much.
Nah, but that's because Wormley. And we talked about Wormley. Wormley looks good still, man. Wormley is still, like I told you, Wormley is that super consistent. He's never going to be great, but he's going to produce. You look at him in that Seattle game. Once again, not great, but he's going to produce. He even got a half sack that game. Think about that. It was him and Highsmith, man. He's the guy that's always gonna be in the right position. He's gonna be fundamentally sound. He's gonna make the plays he's supposed to make. So that's another reason why we haven't seen as much Loudermilk, man. But I'm all for Isaiah, but it's just when you have a guy like Chase who is just a consistent player, you don't have to deal with the ups and downs that you have to deal with typically with rookies like Loudermilk. That's another reason why you haven't seen as much of him. Loudermilk can still play good, and I think he's going to definitely be a really good player down the line for us. But you want consistency, especially when you talk about who's struggling right now, the inside linebackers, right? You don't want to add to their issues by having inconsistency up front. You want to try to get that group up front as stable as possible. Even if this guy isn't a 10 sack guy, even if this guy isn't a ultra disruptor, if you know he's always going to be in his gap, he's always going to make the play that he's supposed to make when it comes to that gap. As a linebacker, you want that over the ultra talented wild card any day of the week. Because if I don't know if you're going to be front side, back side, if you're going to try to run around the block, run over, I don't want that because it's going to make me hesitate. And if I'm hesitating, now I can't be on par with these running backs to make those plays. So that's the other reason why when you talk about Loudermilk not being out there as much, those things play into that thing as well, man.
Beer pong, getting ready to smoke on that brownies pack this weekend. Hope you guys are doing great. Hit the like button and Steeler Nation, baby.
Hey, shout out, man. And question, are you still on your Bills pack? Because I keep, or is it completely gone just yet, man? My man Deke pulled up that Bills. I'm like, bro, it's like 10 weeks later, man. What we doing here, bro? You
really want me to get rid of that one?
I just
does that one hit a little different?
It do. That's the one I don't like. I'm like, so you don't want to hit the Denver pack? You don't want the Seattle pack? It's gotta be Buffalo.
I had the Bills and the Broncos pack out on the golf course,
and that's what I'm like. Really? That's the one you want to wear? Why that one?
The Seattle pack's still pending. Don't think I forgot about that. Trust me. Yeah, Seattle pack's coming.
So can we get rid of the Bills pack? That's all I'm saying, man. Is the Bills pack done?
I'll have to check. I might have another Stoke in there.
Come on, man. I hope it get rained on.
I'll have to check on that. Dude, you know I had for the Packers game, I had a Packers logo stashed in my bag. I was ready.
I know you did.
That would have been nice. That would have been real nice.
Hey, man.
Now we got this coming in from Q.
Shout out to Q. Yes, indeed.
Do you guys think Steelers should have kept Hargrave and traded Tuitt?
Of course, hindsight 2020 makes people
Tuitt had a good year though last year, and Hargrave was down last year.
Yeah, he was double-digit sacks last year. Now, obviously, Hargrave has improved, but they're different players. For me, I think Hargrave fits that 4-3 way better than what he was going to be able to do here. And I'm a guy that loves big D linemen, right? Hargrave is small. Now, Hargrave is more of a natural nose as well, but Tuitt is built like Cam. He's a physical specimen. What he can do in terms of just taking over games, in terms of just his sheer size, Hargrave, if both of those guys are playing at their best, Hargrave can't do what Tuitt can do. And for me, that was always the case. That was even while they were both here together. We always say this, like, man, even though Hargrave might be the more productive player right now, the healthier player right now, when these two guys are together, we know Tuitt is the guy. It's not even close. Tuitt is that guy. So understanding this year, the situation has been crazy, but who could have anticipated what happened for Tuitt and his family happening to derail him? And then you throw the surgery in there, like, you can't account for that, because otherwise we're talking about
the deal was amazing last year.
Right. Because when you look at him having them 10 sacks and then we're like, well, Hargrave was kind of down last year. We're not having that kind. We're not thinking the same. So that's the only thing with that. I mean, understandably right now, it looks a little bit different, but we couldn't account for that. So I don't think that they should have traded Tuitt instead of keeping Hargrave. I do like how the move worked out for us, because last year it proved it was perfect. So that's my only thing with that, man.
Tyson was able to fill in perfectly.
It was nice.
He's hurt. So
it's multiple, right? We said multiple things now.
Something you can't be predicting there.
Yeah.
But even that 2019 season that was the season before we let Hargrave go. Mm-hmm. I mean, Tuitt was on a Pro Bowl pace right there.
Absolutely was.
What he did last season was what he was going to do in 2019, maybe even better. Hargrave did have some good games, but I think you're right. Like, Tuitt showed he has way more upside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate what's going on right now.
Yeah. All right. So, we're caught up on the chat. I did have one I wanted to read, though. Trina's still deep. She says, we will be researching brownies on Sundays. Yes, we will. We're going to have our brownies pack out there. All right.
That's a good one. Instead of a cigar, it's actual brownies.
That's all I'm saying, bro. So I'm saying, if you want,
That's a good one.
I can help you research it. You know what I mean, to make that brownie altered the way it needs to be.
I mean, that'd be a great fit.
It would, but you be scared now. You don't ever like to, anytime I offer you anything, now you like, nah, I'm cool, bro. Chill.
Oh yeah, not after that golf. That little,
you be like, oh, I'm good. Yeah, whatever you have, just keep it to yourself. I'm on your team, man. We can spice the brownies up, man.
Those brownies might be laced.
I'm a chef, man. I'll throw the chef jacket on, baby. Wait, we could bake it now. And then we can, and he'd be good.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Trina Steele Diva came up with that. That's a really good one.
All right.
I think we're good to go.
Yes, we are. Well, Barilla 92
There's
just
one more.
came in.
Yeah.
You get that real quick, and then we'll go to the 3 things we dislike.
Wow, this is harsh. This is how a lot of Steeler fans have talked about Brady in the past, too. He goes, I want to see TJ drop Baker on that shoulder. Hoping we can do it back at some point.
Wow.
I'm telling you, dude.
Wow.
Brady with the Patriots, Steeler fans go off about Brady and wanting him to get hurt. They're like, I hope we hurt Brady so bad when we play him. It's like, yeah, easy.
Easy. We don't want to hurt him. We don't want to do that. It's all good. It's all good. Easy. Barilla. Go research. Easy. All right. Oh man.
But I'm telling you, dude.
Dang, I know it's like that.
Oh,
yeah.
people talk about Brady like that. They were just like, I hope we hurt him so bad. He's out for the rest of the season. His career's over. This is what Steelers fans would say. Yeah.
I was unaware.
Yeah.
Okay. So now as we transition to the 3 things that we don't like about the Browns. 3 things. Let us know in the chat the 3 things that y'all don't like about the Browns, whether it's their quarterback play, whether it's their defense, whatever it may be. Put it in the chat. We will read. All right. 3 things you don't like about those Brownies. You can go first on this one because I went first on what we did like.
All right. Works for me. So number 1, we mentioned great defense, good defense. I think Browns are a pretty solid defense. At the same time, though, they don't get too many turnovers.
Correct.
They only have 5 turnovers for the whole season, which is 29th
that is not good
in the league.
Excuse me.
We've had defenses before. What was it? 11 range, 12 range, up to around probably 17, 18.
No, we turn that rock over. That's what we do.
But we didn't get turnovers. It was like for the longest time we used to never get turnovers. It's over these past 3, 4, 5 seasons where we've really flipped the switch on that. It was like that in between period where our defense was in our prime Super Bowl years, and then over the past 3 or 4, and you'll have some good performances, but it gets frustrating sometimes. Yeah. It's not one of those things. I don't know. How do you view like the whole turnover thing? Do you view it more as like a fluke versus like, hey, we're expecting turnovers? Because it's one thing just to be playing solid defense, but to expect turnovers game in and game out.
It's hard to expect turnovers, but at the same time, you feel like you can generate turnovers. Whether it's we're gonna scheme,
we've seen it with TJ.
Like you can scheme some things to confuse a quarterback, or you feel like, hey, this edge rusher, he's going to win. But it's not just enough to win. We need strip sacks. That was one of the things that Coach T would always preach to us as outside linebackers. I don't care about you just getting a sack. I need strip sacks. I need that ball back. That was the thing that James Harrison did so well for us, right? We knew he's not going to just get a sack. No, he's getting that ball. That's what TJ does, right? We saw it got us out of that Seattle game, right? That's the other part where you're like, yes, we can get that. We can account for that. Von Miller, he was a prime example of that. You can account for those guys creating those turnovers. So I can agree with you on that, man. Yeah, they do need to get more turnovers. Now, hopefully that's not this week, but going forward, they do need more.
No, definitely not. And I know it doesn't have to be the end-all, be-all whether you're a good defense or not, but I know for me at least, sometimes it's nauseating. It's like, we just need a play. We need a turnover. We need a break here.
It gives you the momentum. It gets the offense the ball back. It puts their defense back on the field. Sudden change. I mean, a lot of things happen good for you when you create turnovers.
And they haven't been doing that this year.
Yeah.
Number 2, this one's pretty self-explanatory. Injuries.
Yep.
Here's their report.
It's all bad.
Clowney, ankle, groin, and knee did not practice. Malik Jackson did not practice.
Yep.
Richard LeCount, he's not even playing.
Mm-hmm.
It says not injury related though. Jarvis Landry, knee, did not practice.
And that's not even the hurt knee. That was the other knee. He hurt that in the Broncos game.
Donovan Peoples-Jones, groin, did not practice. Denzel Ward did not practice, hamstring.
Put the boy JOK on IR.
Yeah, he's not even on this list.
Yeah, he's on IR now.
He's not even on this list. Odell Beckham limited, Chubb limited, Conklin limited. Tony Fields, he doesn't really play that much for him.
That's the young cat out of West Virginia. Yep.
I didn't know they traded for A.J. Green. Nah, he's their cornerback.
I say stop it.
Baker Mayfield limited. They got Malcolm Smith on there.
Yeah.
Treader, Wells. Yeah, a couple people on their offensive line. They were even on the report last week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, injuries. That's something I wouldn't be liking if I were them. And then the last one is quarterback.
Which one?
Both. I have both. I have Baker / Keenum because I said it all offseason. Talking with even Browns fans, I'm debating them and stuff, saying, listen, your team's good. You probably have a top 3 roster from top to bottom in the league right now, but your quarterback's going to hold you back. And I feel the same way. I think how the season plays out, Baker, he limits the Browns a little bit, especially when they get in these shootout games against other franchise quarterbacks. When you need a drive, he hasn't been able to perform. I don't think it's him shying away from the moment. I just don't think he has the ability. Yeah. And then Keenum, I don't think there's that much of a drop-off from Baker, but I don't think that highly of Baker. So I feel the same way about Keenum. He's going to limit the Browns. So those are my 3 minuses.
All right. For me, man, the 3 things that I didn't like, I was more specific with the injuries. The skill position injuries.
Okay.
The wide receiver group right now, I mean, literally all of those guys are banged up in some capacity. You just named them off with Donovan Peoples-Jones, with Jarvis, and with Odell. Like, all 3 of those guys are banged up. Even if they make it to the stadium, there's still a legitimate possibility they won't finish the game. Like, that's significant to me, especially when I'm thinking of our defense. And okay, if we know we got to stop the run, but now these receivers aren't as prevalent as they could be, well, what can we do? Now we could do more single high, get another defender in the box. When you have that healthy skill group out there, we talked about Odell 2 days ago. We said, man, even if he's not as productive typically as he is, him being out there makes you have to have a safety over top because you can't single cover him for 4 quarters. You just can't do it. So if those guys are banged up like how they are right now, that's an issue. I don't like that for them. The second thing is, going back to the generating turnovers, I said they're secondary. I think that they're a good group, but they are young, and they do not generate a ton of turnovers. We talk about Denzel Ward, Greedy Williams, Greg Newsome II. I like what those guys are doing.
Troy Hill in the slot.
Yeah, I like what they're doing, but they're not generating those turnovers. And we have seen them be susceptible to some bigger performances. We know Justin Herbert, I mean, he's on a tear this year, but to see that, I'm like, man, that makes you have a little bit of concern.
I do feel a little bit of the same way about their passing game. How I was talking about their run defense, or their pass defense, sorry, compared to their run defense.
They've had favorable matchups.
They've just had favorable matchups. It's just that their run defense has been that much better than their pass defense up to this point. That's why I wanted to highlight them before.
And I still, part of me can't get out of my head how Chase and James Washington were able to really get after those dudes last season in terms of that last game. Now, Greg Newsome is new, but Ward was out there. You talk about those safeties, though. Some of those guys were out there. Like, that, to me, I'm just like, like I said, we're going to see. We're going to see. We're going to see. We're going to see if it's as good as advertised. Because I think it's a little questionable. Same way we talked about Denver defense. That's a tad bit questionable. I think just a little bit questionable. We're going to find out. And then the last one was Jake Conklin, man. Him being injured, the questionable, is he going to be out there? Is he not? If he's not out there, if we're able to stop this run, TJ Watt is going to destroy whoever that is at right tackle. That's the other part for me. I'm like, if he's not available to them at 100% capacity, TJ Watt can have a bigger impact. And he's showing that he's on a tear this season, right? We've seen it. I mean, he showed up in the big moments. We talked about the Seattle game, right? It wasn't the best game across the board, but when it was time to have it, who was making the plays out there? TJ. Who was making the plays out there when we've needed him in the Bills game? TJ. So we know him with an extra week of rest because of the bye week now. Now that growing should be good to go. Now he should be ready to go out there and continue on this tear so he can go ahead and win that Defensive Player of the Year award. So when I think of that, I'm like, if I'm the Browns or if I'm supporting them, I don't like I don't like Jake Conklin being down like that.
Yeah, no, so, definitely. It's gonna be a little D-Poy showdown here.
Absolutely.
TJ Watt versus Myles Garrett.
They both in they gonna both be in the running.
They definitely are.
Yeah, they both in the running, man.
Myles hasn't missed a game, right?
I don't think, or maybe one at best. I don't think so though.
And they haven't had their bye yet.
Yeah.
So, because he's at 9.5, TJ's at 7. I'm just trying to get the math in my head where, all right, TJ, you got to catch him a little bit. Yeah. Not necessarily. If you make enough of those strip sack plays, who knows? You take one back to the house. You maybe get a pick or two that Myles Garrett doesn't have.
And TJ has done it in prime time, which has helped TJ out a lot.
You're right. Myles Garrett's 9.5 sacks is kind of under the radar because 5 of them came in that Bears game where everyone was just ripping on, what's his face, the Bears head coach. They were more concerned about that.
Because it was like, you got to protect this guy. What are you doing? So, yeah.
Myles Garrett, 5 sacks. Right. No, this is way more on the Bears.
But imagine, though, if that would have been in prime time. How we talked about TJ. Think about as soon as that game ended for TJ, everybody just started, oh, man, this is the guy. Even though all season we've been talking about how great Cam Hayward has been playing, right? That moment in prime time, it just magnifies it. Myles hasn't had that moment just yet. So as long as that's still happening, he can fly on the radar with all them nice stats. It's kind of what we talk about with Chandler Jones. We say, man, Chandler, when he's healthy and he's doing his thing out there, he's dominant. But no primetime game, nobody sees him. Nobody talks about it to the same extent.
Okay, I'm just going to look to see what the chat's got to say.
John Easton hopped out. That thing say Baker, and Baker.
Todd Sikowski says uniforms, Cleveland, and then he says Ratbirds.
Ooh. Dang, all right. Just throw them in there. Just bow. Somebody gonna get a random shot. It wouldn't be a show if somebody ain't randomly get one. Just bow. Sometimes you got randomly hit one like that.
Chaz Fator, Baker Mayfield commercials. Number 2, Baker Mayfield's play. And then 3, just Baker Mayfield.
It's like that sometimes, man. I kind of like his commercials, though. I'm not going to lie. The Halloween one where he's doing the chips with the cheese, that's pretty cool, man.
NSMC99 says QB's not elite. Play significantly worse when trailing. Not good at generating turnovers. Yeah. It's kind of stuff we were talking about here. Bat 300's got a little bold prediction. Not bold prediction.
Okay, what you
We're kind of waiting for it. We thought it was going to happen on Sunday night. He says Minka getting a pick this Sunday.
Uh-oh. Well, this was with Start the Train last year.
Yeah, you're right. Baker.
The pick 6.
You're right.
No, that's definitely how it started, man. That is definitely how it started.
This one's interesting from Nick Watt. He says, number 1, the Browns. So maybe that's just saying Browns being the Browns. 2, he says front office. Okay. 3, coaching. Is this for likes or not? Because actually, I think their coaching and their front office have been doing pretty good.
Maybe it's like a mix. I don't know.
That's what I'm trying to look at.
Yeah, because I would definitely think that was I like the coaching right now. I mean, shoot, they beat us with the backup coach.
No, I think we're still on dislikes. He could let me know in the chat if I've misrepresented you, but yeah, I think
I misrepresented you.
No, I think the roster they've put together over the past couple of years, like for being the Browns, make them competitive. The front office has done pretty good, and then Stefanski to turn them around into a winning program in 1 year, that's kind of impressive. Goes back to what I was saying at the beginning. I mean, Baker Mayfield's the guy that's really, really going to limit them.
I mean, the only reason I feel like he will because he hasn't accepted who he is. And that's what we talked about, the difference between him and Case Keenum. Case, I don't think limits them because Case knows who he is. Case isn't trying to go out here and show that he can be an elite passer, whereas Baker is still trying to do that. Case understands, hey, man, I'm not an elite passer. I'm a game manager, but I can get the job done. You won't lose because of me. When Baker understands that, hey, you don't need to throw that ball 30, 40 times. You might be a little bit less than that. You can get it done that way, though. Play through your running backs. Play action pass. He can hit those throws, but Baker, I don't think he's accepted that. I don't think he wants that just yet. I think he wants to be viewed as the guy, the franchise guy that can throw it and do all that stuff. And I'm just like, that's not you right now, man.
But even with Baker, like they could be an 8-8 team this year. They could still make the playoffs. I just think when it really comes down to it against elite teams, or if you're in the playoffs or like needed games, he's not going to deliver for you.
I would agree, man.
That's my take on it. Yeah, it's not like I said. Browns probably have the top 3 roster in the league right now.
Across the board, they're nice. Yeah.
They're probably going to be competitive throughout the rest of the season. It's just, it's not going to be all the way there. You're capped. You're capped with Baker. You're capped with Keenum.
I would agree. All righty. So, guess it's time for what? Position groups?
Yeah.
And then predictions. So we're not going to take as long with the position groups. Yeah, because I'm still recovering. Still recovering, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So we're not going to be in here too much longer with you. But position groups, man. Start at quarterback. You got to go 7 here, regardless of if Baker is out there. Because if Baker is out there, he's still compromised. In case Keenum is very much limited, 7's the guy in this matchup. 100%. for me.
Yeah, it's not even a question for me. Big Ben over Baker, Big Ben over Case Keenum.
Yeah, that's my.
I don't really care. He owns Cleveland. He owns the Browns. I think his record's like 25
3-1 or something like
24
that.
3-1.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and he even made the joke in the press conference of like, now I'm finally not the winningest quarterback up in Cleveland, because I guess Baker's rattled off enough wins over his past couple years to do it. No, I'm definitely going Ben over either of those quarterbacks. That's not even a question.
100%. Running back though.
Well,
this is where it's interesting.
Who's playing?
If Chubb is out there, I go Chubb. If Chubb isn't out there and it's Dearness Johnson, then I go Najee.
Right.
But right now, we don't know who's playing because Chubb is listed as questionable. We know he's coming back from the calf injury. He's missed the past 2 games or 3 games? It's definitely been 2.
It's been a few, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know how many he's missed. But if he's out there and he's healthy, Nick Chubb is the guy. I mean, 1,000-yard rusher, premier back in this league. He gets the job done. He's been doing that since he's came in this league, man. Really, really good player. But yeah, if he's not out there, then you got to go with Najee in this group over here, for me personally.
Oh, yeah, that's not a question either. Yeah. The pass catching, too.
Yeah.
The only thing that Johnson has over Najee is the offensive line.
Correct.
So could there be a world where he maybe has a better game than Najee?
Oh, yeah,
maybe, but I still think Najee's the better running back.
Yeah, because you got to think about the matchup. That's kind of what we talked about when we said, I forgot which game it was like, hey, man, our group versus that defense versus their group versus our defense. Even though they're more talented, they got the tougher matchup.
Yeah, if you want to spin, because there's multiple ways you could look at it. If you want to spin it to your side of the argument, you could do that for this game coming up.
Because I'm like, our inside linebackers versus that O-line right now, it's looking real favorable for their running game, just based on that. But I don't think anyone would take Dearness over Najee if we're just saying which player you like more.
The factor that's in our favor, though, for our run defense is, you mentioned it before, the wide receivers being banged up a little bit, but also, from my standpoint, is the limited quarterback where we can stack the box. So, like, if we could sell out on the run there, I'm still having hope that we bottle up Johnson for like less than 60 yards or something.
See, the only way I feel like we'll be able
either
to
running back,
we only stack in that box if those receivers aren't healthy. If those receivers are healthy, Case Keenum can hit the play action pass. We know that. Baker can hit the play action pass. We know that. You know what I mean? Like, those guys create enough separation as well. But yeah, it really just depends on if Chubb is out there. Chubb out there, you got to go Chubb. Chubb. I agree. No Chubb. You go with Najee.
I don't know if anyone would disagree with that either. Yeah. I don't think that's that hot of a debate.
Yeah, I would agree.
What do you want next?
Wide receivers. This is nothing because the injuries makes it intriguing. Even though they're all practicing in some capacity, it's like they're all hurt. Think about that, man.
Here's the tough thing. If they were all healthy, let's just say they were all healthy.
Well, I was taking Cleveland. I did that beforehand because I like the Odell. Right, I like the Odell element. Him and Jarvis is like, that's big time productivity.
That's the thing. We're missing Juju. How much does James Washington play? I do think, as it sits right now, I'll take our receivers over theirs because we actually use them. Claypool's been having a decent year. Not the elite receiver that we've been hoping, but also Deontay Johnson. They've been playing better than any of their receivers.
So you would go Johnson, Claypool, and Ray?
I'm hoping James Washington.
No, because it's not. It's been Ray. You got to say Ray versus OBJ, Jarvis, and Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Peoples-Jones has been playing the best out of all three.
What you got to think? Odell has been hurt. Jarvis Landry's been hurt. Jarvis was on IR for how many weeks? He just came back. Denver was his first game back. Yeah.
We do a good job against them, though, too. I'm just not really concerned about them. I'm going to go with us.
I'm definitely going Cleveland receivers, man.
If healthy, if they're out there.
If those guys are out there, I got to go with them. They just threaten it more. I mean, put it like this, right? A banged up Odell is going to scare me more than a healthy Ray McCloud. And Ray is going to be on this field. You know it. I'm just preparing. I'm preparing now. We know what's going to happen. Just preparing for it. And then we're going to hear some other excuse of why James Washington wasn't out there. I'm just preparing myself.
Is James Washington an X factor in your decision?
He would be, yes. If I knew he was going to be the guy and he's healthy, because Chase and Deontay have been playing really well this season. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Deontay in terms of just how much more focused he is on his hands and just his big play ability. We've seen how many weeks now with him taking the top off of defense.
we didn't talk about this because we weren't recording after the Seahawks game, but I think it was the one they went off sides. It was down. Yeah, was it red zone where we hit the 30 or 40 and Ben tossed it up?
Yeah, he had his one. I know.
Bread basket. But I guess that doesn't count as a drop.
It does. He had his one, though. We'll let him slide. That's how I knew it was bad. I was like, dang, man, if that's going to happen, Lord, I got to be sick, man, because Deontay would never do this. He would never do this. It would have, bro. It definitely would have, man.
I think I'm taking even Claypool and Deontay over Beckham and Landry, though.
See, I'm not.
I think Landry's always overrated. But
see, I don't.
Beckham, healthy, I could see the argument.
To me, I look at Landry like a higher end version of what Juju is in the slot. In terms of people, I think initially we viewed Juju as a number 2 outside receiver, right? And everybody wanted to put him in that category. They tried to do the same with Jarvis. Once Jarvis started playing in that slot and being utilized more in that just tough guy role of we're going to get you the ball, you're going to stiff arm guys. He's like a running back out there. Honestly, that's what we always say. Whenever we play Jarvis, we're like, yo, he is a running back that just plays wide receiver. You watch how that man runs. You watch how he is after the catch. He's a running back. That's what he plays like. So to me, when I see them utilizing like that, I understand it. And that's why I look at him and just say, no, he is great at that role. Now, if you try to put him on the outside, he's limited. He's not going to scare you the same. But the way that they've been using him is kind of how Miami started using him at the end down there. And that part is why I'm just like, he excels in that role. So I just, like I said, I got to go. If it's Jarvis and Odell out there, I'm rolling with them dudes, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tight ends. I'm trying to talk myself into us.
I can't do that either.
I really am. If we keep using Freiermuth the way we did last week, then I think it's a legitimate case just because they don't use their tight ends or even just their weapons as much as you probably would if you had a different quarterback. But
I can't do it.
I can't either. Yeah. I mean, Hooper and Njoku.
As much as I would love it, man, I do think down the line, the more Pat emerges,
maybe the next matchup.
Right. Next matchup, I think it'll be different because if we've seen where Pat has consistently been used and he's continuing to flourish along with Ebron continuing not to drop the ball in my beard.
That's really it because I checked his stats. I think he has 40 yards on the year. So his main thing is just don't drop it.
Just don't drop it.
And that's a plus for us.
Yeah. But I can't pick that over Austin Hooper and David and
I can't right now. Yeah. I'm with you on that. Offensive line, that one's Browns. We even got to talk about it.
Not even a question.
Okay. Defense now.
This is interesting. Edge rushers.
Yeah, there are some good matchups. Man, this
edge
one's
rushers.
Really tough.
Right.
Jadeveon Clowney right now versus Highsmith.
Mm-hmm. You look at the numbers as well.
Because we'll just say TJ, Myles Garrett, wash.
Fair. Right.
We have Ingram, though. Who's their third guy? I didn't even check this one. Because that's the case for us.
Tough. That's tough.
Okay, so they have... Man, I can't pronounce this dude's name. I'll pronounce it.
You talking about Tack McKinley?
Afidi.
No. Tack is their third guy, though.
He's going to be their third guy?
Tack's their third guy, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Melvin Ingram versus him?
Dude, I got to go Cleveland. I ain't going to lie.
With how Clowney's playing, is that the main factor?
Yes.
That would be what I'm thinking, too.
Absolutely, because he's separating himself right now. If he's going to play like that, Alex hasn't done that. Now, I like Alex a lot. Trust me, Alex is my dude, man. And we get to talk to him, right? That's the exciting part. We can get a chance to holler at him on the phone, man, have a little interview with him. But to me, man, Clowney, if Clowney can play like that, dude, Clowney is different. Like, that's why you draft a guy like that number 1 overall, right? Because Clowney is Clowney. If he's going to do that,
I know. This is a tough one for me.
Yeah.
Could we do the 3-man rotation that we did in the Bills game?
And my other question to you is this then.
Okay.
We always talk about their matchup. If you're Cleveland's rushers, how are you feeling about these tackles that you're going to be facing versus if you are the Steelers rushers and the tackles you're going to be dealing with? I gotta go Cleveland. I don't even like Cleveland. I gotta go Cleveland right there, man. I get it. Yeah, man.
Can I predict the upset story?
I would love it.
Can I predict the upset?
I would love
side story of this one? Our edge rushers outperform the Browns.
I hope so. Put it like if we can stop the run, I do think that happens.
Despite the matchup, that's what I'm saying.
We would have to stop the run. I just don't. My biggest concern is us stopping their run because of what we've been talking about. I mean, we brought up Devin Bush. We brought up Joe Schobert. We talked about the injuries that we have in the interior part of this D-line. That's for real. And this isn't a Cleveland team that's going to come out here and try to be something that they're not. They're not going to come out here and line up in the shotgun and try to throw the ball. No, they're going to run dive, power, counter, right downhill, right to where we've been struggling at. And they're going to make Devin have to tackle. They're going to make Joe have to tackle. They're going to make you have to fit those run gaps where you're supposed to. So that's the only part where I'm just like, if we can get it to that, I love TJ versus an injured Jack Conklin. I love that. Or you want to put the back on. I love that. But I just don't know if we can get to that. That's my part.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'll lean us then. Just because my case is I'm predicting us to play better.
Yeah.
In this game coming up.
Fair enough.
And it's almost like I'm predicting Highsmith to keep it up.
To keep doing that. Correct.
Keep it up. And if he's, I don't want to say if he's not, but there is the back pocket of Melvin Ingram, 3-man rotation.
And Alex hasn't played bad.
No, he
just had a breakout game. That's the difference. It looked like, whoa, okay, if you're doing that, that changes a lot for us. Problem is, it's a small sample size. That's the only part right now. If he's been doing this for multiple games, we're like, yo, he's out here with 3.5 sacks, 4 sacks. We singing a different tone. But right now, we're looking and we're like, you got your 1.5 sacks, but it all came from that one game. So that's the other part where you're just like, all right,
I get it.
It's got to be a little bit. Whereas with those guys, it's proven productivity and it's high pedigree. Tack is a first-round pick as well. That's 3 first-rounders. 2 of those guys being number 1 overall picks. Think about that, bro. Think about that.
They got something good going on the edge rush. I'll give them that. D-line. I got to go with us.
Yeah.
Malik Jackson, who's solid.
He's not Cam.
Yeah.
They don't have a Cam up.
He's on the back end of his career, too. We got Malik McDowell. And it goes back to some of our other defensive line matches that we talked about. These guys got some dudes. They look all right. They got some depth here and there, but they just don't have that elite guy like Cam Hayward.
Cam is the stud.
If it wasn't for TJ Watt, man, from Steeler Nation, I'm sure we'd be pumping Cam Hayward for Defensive Player of the Year a little bit more right now.
100% would be. But it's because it's TJ, and we want TJ to win it a little bit more.
He's got the best case.
That's why absolutely.
But Cam Hayward's been playing awesome this year.
Because you think Cam, the whole argument has been Cam versus Aaron Donald. And going into that Seahawks game, nobody was talking about TJ. It was Cam, Aaron Donald. If Aaron Donald's the front runner, then it's got to be Cam. If Aaron Donald's just look at Cam's numbers, it's always Cam. And then when TJ did what he did in the overtime, that's when it was no. TJ's player of the year. T just pushed him out there. This whole time we've been talking Cam though, because Cam has been the steady force. Cam has been the consistent guy that's been playing out of his mind this season, not just as a pass rusher, but as a run stopper as well, man. So for me, I'm like, man, this is a no-brainer. I gotta go with our D-line, man.
Definitely. Middle linebackers.
I'm going us.
I am too. They don't have JOK. Yeah. Maybe they have a little bit better case, but as much as we're disappointed in Devin Bush,
he's still more productive than what they've had over there in Joe Schobert as well.
I agree.
I mean, even when you throw in Spillane as the third guy, like to me, I just feel like our group was more productive. Now, are they playing to their expectations? Not at all. But they're still a more productive group, but just a higher pedigree group for me.
Couldn't have said it better. Cornerbacks. I got to go with them.
I was surprised you went with them, man. I thought you was going to roll with your boy Pierre Island, Sutton, JoJo, Jumpman.
No, they've been playing pretty good thus far.
Bro. They haven't generated the turnovers, but they have definitely been playing well. Unfortunately, I have to go with them as well.
There is the scenario where Trey Norwood keeps it up. Cam Sutton as the second guy, though. That's what's kind of tough.
Especially when you're looking at the group that they
have. He
hasn't
hasn't played that bad.
No, he
hasn't.
Year, not at all. But
But we've had Pierre in the cornerback 2 spot getting burned. That's the problem.
And my thing is, when I look at Cleveland, it's not just their starters. They have depth as well. We talk about Troy Hill. We talk about Greedy Williams. They have guys. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Even at the safety spot, right? We'll get to that, but they still have depth behind. Like Grant Delpit and LeConte.
He was playing a lot for them last year, right? And he got hurt. That was kind of devastating for him a little bit.
So it's like when you talk about those guys, they have a legit secondary with depth. They just don't generate the turnovers, but they got depth. They got guys out there, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them. Now we got safeties. This one's easy. Oh, man. Edmonds has been playing as good as I thought.
It has Minka? Because he's the other one who's been under fire. Devin has been under fire, but people have been talking about Minkah. People have definitely been talking about Minkah, man.
He's been getting burned up. Maybe missed tackle here and there.
Minkah,
but he's
man.
at least been getting physical, which I really like this season.
But people have definitely been talking about Minkah, man. In terms of if he is as good as advertised, were the previous years a fluke? Like the lack of he was just Coach T was just asked about what's up with Minkah and he's not having turnovers. Like, think about that.
That goes back to my whole turnover question, though. Or we just, hey, Minkah, you need a turnover this game for you to be considered a good player. I don't know if we could say that because you go back to Darrelle Revis or lockdown cornerbacks.
But it's
turnovers can fluctuate. The only reason
I think it was different though with Revis because it was a clear, distinct. People aren't trying him. They're not looking at him. Whereas with Minkah this season, the big play, obviously, everybody talks about is the Raiders play, right? Oh, man, Minkah's right there. He shouldn't have been on that. He'd have been there.
Shut that down.
But we shut it down. Absolutely. So for me, has Minkah not generated a turnover? Sure. But that's not 100% on him. The tackling, has it improved? Yes. Is it where it needs to be? Not at all. But for him, it's a huge step forward because of what it used to be.
Yeah.
So for me, when I think of that and our safeties versus their safeties, put it like this. I love our talent. I love I would take our players over their players, but I do think right now their group is playing better, if that makes sense.
Goes back to what we said too. Could we say a little matchup based as well?
Yeah. Because you know what I think of? Remember Buffalo, we talked about them, right? We said Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer. We would still take Edmonds and Minkah talent-wise, even though those safeties play better together right now. And when I think of this matchup with our safety versus theirs, I just think they're playing better, but I don't think that they will. I think our ceiling is higher. Put it like that. I think we have more talent in that group than they do.
Or what about what I said with the outside linebackers? Our safeties outplay them in this game.
No, I can easily see that. And to me, Minkah is the wild card. Minkah's the X factor. Minkah is like the Cam Hayward, right? In terms of Minkah can change a game in a second. Like that's what to me, when I look at Cleveland's secondary, I don't feel like John Johnson III, put some respect on it, or Ronnie Harrison Jr., put some respect on his name as well. And shout out to my name, Arthur Moats III, then since we just throwing all these,
nice
suffix and stuff like that. But yeah, I just don't think that those guys can change the game the way that Minkah can. And we've seen Minkah do this on numerous occasions as well. And when you date back to the year ago, this was the game where it happened. This was the game when Minkah did change the play. He took the pick six, started out, blew the game wide open. To me, I lean on that because to me, top tier talent like Minkah, it's only a matter of time before they make another play. Now, we ain't saying that he gonna go out here and give me the best in the nation. I don't want that type. You know what I mean? You keep that Jamal Adams over there. This isn't
Sunday Night Football. So we're not doing that.
You keep that over there. But to me, I do think that Minkah, this will be a game for him. I would like to see that be a game for him. So I will go with our safeties because of that. Call it blind faith, call it being biased, whatever. But this is the one I just feel like Minkah, I lean towards him right here.
Yeah, maybe Edmonds bounces back after these last two. Maybe it was just us not doing the podcast that threw Edmonds off a little bit. Maybe that was it, man. Maybe because I feel like he was having another solid season up to these last two games. And then, yeah, for sure, I'm with you. Minkah has not been having as bad of a season as people were saying. I don't know what PFF's grade for him is now, but it was like 2 weeks ago. And I actually thought he was having a pretty damn good season.
People have been trying to crush him a little bit.
No, I think he's playing fine.
The problem is his expectations. The expectation is what? When he comes in, he's supposed to generate a ton of turnovers. He's supposed to have splash. And that's the difference right now. We haven't seen the splash. And when you don't have the splash, it's just like, well, what does he do that's so special? And that's the part where people are getting on him. But it's like, trust me, he still takes away routes. He still is in place. He's, like I said, improved his tackling. To me, the turnovers will come. At times, though, it can be like that, man, where you're just like, yo, it's just, I don't have the action right now. I do think that changes, though.
When I was you brought up Revis, or I brought up Revis, and you talked about cornerbacks, how sometimes they won't try. I bet you if we go back on like Palomalu's stat reference and Ed Reed, they have a season where they have like 8 picks, the next season's like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But they're still that impactful of a player. I'm not saying Minkah Fitzpatrick's to those guys' level just yet, but I think you can't just be all gun-ho. He doesn't have a turnover. Right. He's playing bad. That just doesn't really make sense to me. Because from what I've been seeing, I really have thought he's been playing pretty good this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with our safeties, though.
That's what I'm doing, man. So, yeah.
Special teams, we need to hit on that at all?
Man, look, man, we have PH3 on the show, so you know what? We always rock with PH3. If you're special and you come on our show, man, you definitely going to get the love that we need from you, man.
I don't even know who their kicker is. I said I was going to be better at this.
Was it Chase McLaughlin? And
I said I was going to come in. I was going to know all their special teams guys another week.
But to me, Boz, unless we're talking Justin Tucker, I'm taking Boz.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Especially this year.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it right now. He's hitting from 50 consistently. Presley is showing in big moments that he can still boom punch the way he needs to. Yeah. So until I see otherwise, along with us already having a special teams touchdown, think about that. We blocked the whole punt. Changed the game in Buffalo, right?
And we got screwed in Green Bay on that call.
Yeah. So until I see less of that or other teams doing that, it's hard for me to pick against our special teams unit right now.
And Ray McLeod catching everything, 10 yards, consistent. We're waiting for him to break one open, but still, that's not a knock on us.
And they got the strongest jaw in the land, Danny Smith, Mr. 1,000 bubblegum chews a night. So as long as he's still there, I'm going to keep rocking with the unit, baby.
Score predictions?
Absolutely. Well, ho. In the chat, drop your score predictions. Let us know, man, how y'all think this game plays out. Who wins, man? Drop your final score predictions. Steelers, Browns. We need it, all right? Drop them in there. We'll read them off. And then after that, man, we'll drop our predictions as well. It's going to be a good one, though, man.
Oh, it will be. I'm seeing someone talking about Tua.
Oh, yeah, because they trying
the trade stuff.
Trade from, yeah.
I get you. All right, we got the first couple. I'll read them off.
Okay.
Stephen Rue, Steelers 31, Browns 17. Giovanni, 31-13 Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob Malacio, 31-17 Steelers. Mark Tobin, 30-17 Steelers. Steelers Nation on fire. Steelers 27-20. 23-8 Steelers. That's from Sajin Patel. Jeffrey Pollard, 33-3. I'm guessing he's thinking Steelers. Okay, Bat 300, 26-16 Pittsburgh. Mickey Maffei, I'm sorry. Steelers 23, Browns 20. That's the closest one I've seen up to this point. 24-20 Steelers. That's from Mike Matizich. Unpopular opinion. 23-20 Steelers. A lot of Steelers.
Heavy Steelers. Even Lovin' Madden, a.k.a. Stephanie Ramirez. She says 20-17 Steelers. We got Nick Y, 24-13 Steelers with the most.
It must be because Banner's coming back.
Of course. And
She's
back.
Giving us the edge. Yeah,
she does. She's a Banner supporter now.
Yeah.
She crossed over. We appreciate you. We do, Stephanie. We know we know it took a lot, but we appreciate you. And she's been loyal too. I've been seeing her in the chat. She'll, even on video, she'll comment and still be showing Banner love. So we appreciate you holding true to your word right there. All right. Looks like everybody is rolling Steelers this week out the bye. All right. Go ahead, drop yours, man.
Okay. Well, I like the direction the offense is going. And we talked about Ben's record up in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
The bye week helps some of his injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he's looking a little bit more like he did in the preseason versus the Lions in terms of just mobility, spryness. That's kind of what I'm expecting here. Steelers do really good on offense. I think Ben gets 3 touchdowns here. Najee actually, we keep the running game going too from these last 2 weeks.
So we're not believing the paper.
No, I'm not.
On the Browns. Okay.
And I mentioned that earlier. Yeah, I'm not buying into that. I think Najee, is it something like the Seahawks? I'd expect a little bit more because even though he had 80, those were tough yards.
It was.
I expect him to do a little bit better than that. Whether it is 80 yards again, whether it's 90 yards, it's going to look better than what it did against Seattle. He's going to have impact. He'll get 3-4 catches. Maybe one of them is a touchdown again.
Yeah.
But Ben has 3. Offense puts up. I've seen it a lot in the chat. They inspired me. 31 points.
31. That's a lot. I like it. Have we had 30 yet this season?
I don't think. I've probably predicted it 4 or 5 times, but
just
probably 3. Probably 3 times.
I'll just say law of averages. Every NFL team eventually is going to score 30 points in the game, unless you're the Jets. The Jets have been struggling right now, but typically you should score 30 in a game. So this might be the one. Maybe you're right. Maybe this is the one. Now
the defense, I could see this going a few ways. Is it? We stop them early on in the first half, but all of a sudden, because they know their identity, they just keep running it, and we let up in the second half like we did in Seattle. Also, we saw
a third quarter
in the Denver game where they just passed on us, and Teddy Bridgewater was going up and down the field.
Bro,
a comeback effort.
Teddy 2 gloves, he went off a
little bit. So the reason I say it, I see it going 2 ways is, we get up, but do we let them get back in it? I don't think that happens in this one. I really don't. I think we're locked in. This whole Tomlin stuff to USC, got us a little bit more focused. Coming off the bye, too, being at 3-3, this is a big game to stay in the playoff mix, even the division
Gotta have
mix.
it, man. Gotta have it.
We're not going to let down in this one. Yeah. We have 7. I don't care who they have at quarterback. Mm-hmm. Ben's not going to let us lose this game. Neither is the defense. I do think Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, we step up. And I think Devin Bush bounces back a little bit. He hears the news.
He definitely hearing it, man.
What people are saying about him, is he a bust or whatnot? No, he's going to ball out. I think the bye week just really helps. I think it does. Just to recalibrate. Did I even say my score yet?
You have not, but I like
31. 31. Oh, damn it. No, 31-13.
Ooh, get greasy. Okay, I like that.
They ain't doing jack shit on offense.
31-13. Okay. And then we smoke. We on that Browns pack. We're on the brownies. Researching on them brownies.
Yeah, I don't know.
Moats edition. Cooked it up for you, special.
I could just go to John Eagle and buy some brownies, right? Something like that.
Yeah, we can make it happen, man. Just let me cook them for you.
So I'd have to come over after the game. That'd be like Halloween.
I just want to cook them for you. I just want to cook them.
Or do I save eating them for Monday is what you're saying? Before the show or on the show?
Lord, on the show. Oh, Lord, hey. This show will be out of control.
We could test it out.
We could, actually.
31-13.
31-13. Yep. I like that. Okay. Well, for me, I don't really care who's at quarterback for the Browns. I don't think it changes their identity. I think they're going to run that ball the way that they want to do that. The skill position makes it a little tricky for me. Just depending on who's out there, it can dictate how much we can assist Devin and Joe in terms of stopping the run. But I got a little bit closer. I know you had it being a little bit blowout, 2-3 scores and stuff like that. But for me, man, I have this as a 24-21 game.
Ooh.
But I like the Steelers in this, though. Coming out of the bye, Coach Tomlin always has his guys prepared. Also, I will say this. Cleveland, we understand the matchup. We understand it's bigger of a rivalry for them than it is for us. But as much as Ben downplayed that wild card game, as much as Coach Tomlin downplayed that wild card game.
Well, you heard Ebron. Ebron wasn't downplaying it.
You pissed for a fact, because there is zero times you're allowed to let Cleveland come into our place in prime time, playoff game, and do that. Like it's embarrassing. It was embarrassing. So as much as they're downplaying it, they're still pissed off. They are still very much embarrassed by that, and they are going to want to come out here and establish that, hey, you remember who we are. We know exactly who y'all are. Don't ever get it twisted. To me, I just think that that's going to be this approach. I do think it's close because Cleveland, the way that they play offense, they're not going to allow for a ton of turnovers because they're not going to put the ball in the air like that. And their backs don't put the ball on the ground. So they're going to control the clock. They're going to minimize our possessions. I just think for us, I still like Deontay getting one early. Ben has shown now in these past. Think about the past couple weeks now. What have we seen?
Yeah.
Early on, you can get a shot. Early on, and Deontay is winning. He's getting separation consistently. And as long as 7, because we know 7, he going to have about 10 throws, there's money. He got 10 for us. One of them 10 going to be in that thing. And as long as that's there, it changes the dynamic of the game. It changes how you can play Najee. It changes how you can play this offense. And as long as you're doing that where they can't just pack that box, Najee is going to have success running against that team.
That's what
They don't have the guys up front. Now, if it gets to a pass rush situation, this is what I don't want. I don't feel like our O-line can hold up if we're forced to throw that ball 30 plus times.
Like down 10 or something.
Exactly. Like that's what we can't have happen. So to me, I do think early on we take that shot, but I do think we play through Najee because that's going to protect this offensive line. And it's going to protect Ben. Because if Ben has a turnover, if we get behind and we're forced to throw it, let's be real. Do you think our tackles are holding up against Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney playing the way he's playing right now? Not at all. So that's the other reason why I'm like, we're going to shorten this game, but we can still get that thing done. But that's why I got a 24-21 Steelers.
Perfect.
Yeah, man.
2 wins.
Gotta have it, man. And the beard stays alive. No Ebron drop. That's my other caveat.
Perfect.
The beard alive. The beard lives another week.
Okay, so I'm not seeing any more super chats. I saw someone join the upper room, though.
Oh, Cash Out. Cash Out. Shout out to Cash Out and Cash Out. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. But nah, man, it's going to be a fun one. I'm excited about it, though. Either way, it's Halloween. You know the ghouls and goblins going to be out. I'm going to be watching the game. I might have my costume on while I watch the game, bro. You know, I'm on that type of energy.
What are you going as? You going to keep it a surprise, though?
I got to surprise it.
Okay.
I got to surprise it, you know. But it's always going to be fun. You know, I'm going to dress. Are you going to dress up?
No.
Okay. Well, if you wanted to, you could.
No, I think Saturday, Pitt Miami game. I'm going down to that.
Man,
so
I wish I could be there, bro. I want to be there. I ain't got the energy though. I ain't gonna lie.
Dude, you go to the last one though. I talked to you about that.
We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work.
And then Sunday, 1:00 game. I think I'm going to my buddy's house, but then afterwards, I think there's a little like neighborhood, little cookout. You know, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. So I'll probably partake in that. Just hang out. I'm not dressing up as anything though.
I'm dressing up. I hopefully have the energy to at least make it to some of these houses out here. You know, my little man needs me. He's like, yo, Dad, you ready? I'm like, I got you. I ordered my costume while I was in and out of that thing, but I'm here. So hopefully the energy is up that day and we're going to make that thing happen, man. But yeah, it's going to be a vibe though, man. It is definitely going to be a vibe. And it looks like Jacob Malacio, he says October 31st is him and his wife's 5-year anniversary. Got married on Halloween.
Just dominated the chat today.
So, hey, Jacob, happy early anniversary to y'all, man. Love is beautiful, man. Keep it going. Keep it going, baby. Love to see that, man. But yeah, a couple announcements. Then also tomorrow, it's going to be a weird little showtime, all right? So we haven't figured out the official showtime just yet. It's supposed to be around that like 3:15-ish time frame, okay? It's going to be early, but you don't want to be late. And the reason why, you want to tell them why? You want to tell them why they're going to want to be late tomorrow, man? Who we got coming on the show tomorrow, man?
I'm so thrown off by this comment. But we have a special guest.
We do have a special guest interview coming on tomorrow, man. 3:30 time.
Do you want me to announce the person?
Why not?
Just the position they play.
We've been announcing them, haven't we?
Okay.
We've been announcing them. That's what you told me. You said we're allowed to announce guys. So you go ahead and tell them what we got going on tomorrow, man.
We have the guy that broke out against Seattle.
Whoa, hey now. You're absolutely right. He did.
Second time as a guest on the show.
Ooh, returning, spinning the block on us. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alex Highsmith.
Shout out to Alex, man. Coming off the breakout performance.
Friend of the show. Good. Family's friend of the show.
Absolutely. Hey, come on, man. You know, big Sam. You know,
yeah.
He made a guest appearance on the vlog in Green Bay as well, man. Shout out to him, man. Yeah. So, man, Alex will be on the show tomorrow at 3:30. All right. So, like I said, it's gonna be one of them crazy start times where we starting like 3:15-ish, and he hopping right on. Full transparency, I'm a PTA parent. So
what's that mean?
So when you know at school you have like your parents that like are volunteers and stuff like that, homeroom reps and everything, the PTA.
Okay.
So tomorrow is my kids' Halloween
the PTA?
party.
Parent teacher assistant? What's
Yeah.
Okay.
So since tomorrow's my children's Halloween party, me and my wife, we're both on the PTA. We are homeroom reps, so I have to go and do the whole Halloween thing.
You got an excuse to back out though? Yeah, fatigue?
No. We ain't back on that one. But just know it's gonna be a little tight, all right? So we're gonna get back on time, and then from there we're gonna hop right into this thing, and Alex gonna be on the show with us. So with that being said, man, I hope y'all are ready for that. Enjoy yourselves, but enjoy this night.
Wait, I got this comment though, real quick.
Oh, what you got?
Steel City 412 left a nice donation too. He says, "What is the largest animal you guys believe you could choke?"
Oh, y'all asking the wrong one, because I feel very confident in my ability. I might be overly confident. Who's it? Dotson. He was overly confident. I'm
the cheetah.
I got Dotson energy. If it's on land, I love me. If it's in the water, I don't stand a chance. So you're not gonna hear me say a shark. I'm petrified of octopus. Even though I did cook squid for my little lady. I like me versus a bear. Not a big bear, but a little bit. I will throw that thing in the L, wrap them legs around. Hey. Rear naked choke. You know I'm an MMA guy, baby. So yeah, I will guillotine. Hey, all right, as long as he don't scratch me. But I like me a lot. Lion, I seen them up. Them teeth and claws is a little different. But if I get it on his back, if I can get behind, I will choke that thing. Don't play with me. But not right now because I'm a little weak. My energy ain't where it needs to be, and I'm a little light. He might run up on me.
Right.
Yeah. But what about you though, man?
Probably a fly. I mean, he's just said the largest animal. I can't do it.
And Han Bolo, he says I ran from a dog. I didn't run from the dog out of fear. I ran from the dog because I didn't want to hurt the dog because I knew the dog's owner and it was my neighbor's dog. I felt in a compromised position. I don't have a fear of dogs. I love me versus dogs. I just know that you're not allowed to really hurt dogs regardless of the situation. So I try to just avoid that at all costs because it was a guy from our hometown who you had the jersey on who happened to get locked up because of what he did to dogs. So I don't like to promote any type of dog violence. That was another reason why I decided to run. Don't get it twisted though. I love me versus dog. That's the whole thing though. I'm just, I try to namaste and be peaceful. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it.
You don't think you can get a fly?
I got a fly or an ant.
Could you get a lizard?
Dude, well, they're flying all over the place. I didn't think
you're quick though, bro.
No,
Your foot speed's not where it needs to be?
No.
I
think the lizard would beat me, actually.
No.
It'd just bite me, and I'd be down for the count, probably.
Jeez, man. I like versus a lizard,
dude,
too.
I told you. I just can't even imagine myself doing that.
Jeez.
I could kill some flies, kill some ants. That might be it.
Yeah, like I said, for me, man, my mindset, man, like, as long as we're not in the water, because the only I don't like the water is because the gravity is gone, my strength is, everything is neutralized. It's like I'm a regular civilian now. I don't like that feeling. But on land where I can be me, I'm a firm believer in that 1%. Where they say only 1% make it to college on school, only 1% of that 1% goes to the field. So I tell my family all the time, I'm like, bro, I'm a 1%er. Just know. So you run up, you want to. This 1% still active. You know what I mean? I look at my kid, I'm like, oh yeah, that's that 1%. I see how you move. I look at the other kids on your soccer team. I look at the other kids in your gymnastics. Oh, I see your basketball team. Hey, they don't move like you. It's different. So yeah, I'm very confident in my abilities on land. Maybe too confident, but I'm confident, man.
I have no confidence.
Yeah.
No confidence.
But either way, I got your back either way.
Yeah,
I always do. I always got your back. You know
I
that.
appreciate
Always got your
that.
back, man.
Yeah, up in Green Bay.
Always got your back, man. Always got your back, man. Unfortunately, right? Like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But that wasn't on you. So we're good. Hey, and Jay Quest, man, I don't know what's going on with your super chat button either, man. I haven't touched anything on my end. Maybe try exit it out and coming back, but don't do it today because we about to be out of here. So yeah. But was that it? I think we are good to go, man.
Yeah.
So
I apologize, dude. We went probably like 30 minutes over.
Hey, it's cool. I didn't die, so we're all right.
Yeah.
But I'm probably gonna pass the heck out when we get up out of this thing. So with that being said, man, we appreciate y'all. Don't forget, man, tomorrow I will post the show time. It'll be about 3:15, 3:20ish. But we hopping right into that thing. We got Alex Highsmith, man, coming on at 3:30. So you do not want to miss that. So with that being said, shout out to everybody that was here. And until next time, baby.
Peace.